is our team. This is our house. Let's go, Roaders.
Welcome into AABaseball.tv. Opening night here from La Moderna Field, the Cleburne Railroaders and the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Brad Allred alongside Luke Backman here tonight on Home Team Sports. We are excited to bring you all the action. Cleburne Railroader baseball is back. And Luke, when we look to the 2026 season, a lot of new faces in the air, but a couple of familiar Railroaders have returned to the scene.
Absolutely. I think the one that highlights them all, Carter Aldretti, the team history leader in average, batted .341. I'm sure we'll talk about that in 2024. He's back. Got some other pieces. This lineup, this pitching staff, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun year.
Let's get into the starting lineups tonight. We'll first bring you the batting order for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks under the command of manager Chris Coast. Their starting lineup, their batting order tonight will look like this. It will be Jairus Richards leading off. Richards will be in center field. Juan Fernandez will do the catching. He will bat second. Dylan Thomas, who we highlighted, a former big leaguer, great player in this league. He'll be the DH hitting third. Jose Sermo, first ballot Hall of Famer in this league, no doubt about it. Great baseball player, even a better human being. He's in the cleanup spot tonight playing first base. Matt Kroon will bat fifth. He's over at the hot corner at third. Another former Railroader, Jesus Lejano, will be in left field tonight for the RedHawks. He'll bat sixth. Peter Brookshaw will be at second base. He will bat seventh. Jake Jelly in right field in his second season with the RedHawks. He will bat eighth. And then Aiden Byrne will round out the lineup tonight for the RedHawks. He will play shortstop and bat ninth. Defensively tonight for the Railroaders, it's going to be interesting this year. You're going to see a lot of different defensive lineups tonight. Here's what you'll see on opening night. In the outfield from left to right, Davis Druitt, Caleb McNeely, and Cody Thomas. Across the infield from third to first, Cole Foster, Brantley Bell on the left side, Carter Aldretti at second base, Christian Almanza, who we highlighted, gets the start at first. Oscar Hernandez behind the plate, and his battery mate on the mound, Andrew Bellotti, doing the starting pitching. So this one, a lot of excitement in the air tonight. This is the lone game in the American Association tonight. All eyes right here on La Moderna Field with so many folks watching. As you see the Railroaders, they are taking the field, and you see the RedHawks there getting ready, as well as Andrew Bellotti will take his warm-up tosses. But excitement all around the American Association, Luke. We looked up and down these rosters today, and I feel like you look at the bunkmates in the East with Cleburne, I think all 6 teams got better this year.
100%. And with Cleburne, I want to go to the point you just mentioned on defensive alignment. I mean, the guys they have on this roster, not only defensively, they could put a lot of different places, but then offensively with the lineup. We'll get to that in the bottom half of the inning. We, ourselves, before the season, thought about different lineups. You could go so many different lineups. The players that Cleburne's gotten, you mentioned it, the East has gotten. I'm excited for this season. This is going to be just some great baseball coming our way.
I truly feel like Pete Incaviglia can pull names out of a hat every night and constructing this batting lineup together, because this team is certainly just they're going to score a lot of runs. They're going to do really well. Now, from the pitching perspective, as you see Andrew Bellotti there taking his warm-up tosses, he's going to sit right around 92, 93 with the fastball. Got some good command of some breaking ball, off-speed pitches as well. So I think early on for him, the key for Bellotti, hey, establish yourself early, establish the fastball, work ahead in counts, and try to keep this formidable Fargo-Moorhead lineup off balance.
I agree, and we talked about his experience playing in the MLB. 106 games, one start for Bellotti in the majors. He's had starts all throughout his career, but again, he's grew up as a reliever playing baseball, so hey, don't put extra stress on you. Like you said, work the fastball, get ahead in counts. It's always huge for a pitcher, especially for a reliever in a starting role. Make your life easier, and then, of course, you got defense behind you that can help you out. Don't be afraid to put a ball and help, have a ball in play and let your defense do the job for you. So I think Bellotti, he's excited here on opening night. There's a lot of fans, and we are certainly, and I'm ready to get going.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Packed house, fans still rolling into La Moderna Field. Expect a fantastic crowd for this one tonight as Bellotti taking his warm-up tosses, and we are about ready for baseball. Welcome you in wherever you're watching from tonight. We certainly appreciate you being with us. If you're a fan of another team in the American Association and just trying to satisfy your craving for American Association baseball, We are certainly glad you're with us tonight as well. Season number 9 for me. There's nowhere I would rather be. I'm privileged. I'm honored to be in this seat, and we are ready for baseball. Jairus Richards will stand in, batting from the left side against Bellotti as we are set to get underway, and the first pitch of the ball game on the way, and it's just outside for ball 1. A 7:10 first pitch time tonight here from La Maderna Field. Richards stands in as Bellotti comes set, and the 1-0 pitch. And this one fouled back out of play to the left side. That'll even the count at a ball and a strike. Richards, Fernandez, Thomas, 1, 2, 3 in this order here in the first for the RedHawks. Cleburne comes into the ball game just 16-30 all time against Fargo-Moorhead. Now Cleburne has fared well on opening day, 5-3 in organization's history. They were winners of 2 straight on opening day as this one popped up out there in left field, guiding over is Druick to call them off, and he can't handle it. Comes out of the glove. That's going to be an E7. Druick just let that one pop out. I don't know if that was the sun. I don't know if the wind carrying. Again, for those that know La Maderna Field, the wind can certainly play tricks on you. I don't know if it necessarily did that this time with Druick, but nonetheless, Richards aboard at first base for Juan Fernandez.
Yeah, long run right there for Druick over from left field, and like you mentioned, sun, wind, all of the factors. As that one pops out of the glove, and now an opening runner to begin the game for Fargo.
Definitely, for Cleburne, they're going to have to rely on the defense this year. It's going to have to be improved as the runner on the move. Throw down from Oscar. Tag made. Did he come off the bag? He did. Tag applied by Carter Aldretti, and Oscar Hernandez wipes Richards off the base paths for out number 1.
Talk about picking up your pitcher right there. Tough play in the field. The previous hitter, first pitch, Richards trying to take second. Oscar Hernandez says, not on my watch. Great throw down and great job by Brantley Bell as well, keeping the tag, realizing that Richards overslid the bag, and then immediately applying the tag to confirm that's a big out to begin this game.
Count 0-1 here to Fernandez. Bellotti deals. Swing and a miss. Oh, a great breaking ball there at 87 miles an hour from Bellotti. And he moves ahead of Fernandez here at the count. No balls, 2 strikes. A good bounce back there for Cleburne. You certainly don't want the momentum to get out of your sails in the first inning with the air in left field, but they end up wiping him off the base pass for out number 1. 0-2 the count here. Bellotti with a high set. Eyes the target from Hernandez in the 0-2. And this one grounded over to the right side. Easy play there. Oh, Almanza boots it, but there to cover is Bellotti for the out. And that'll go 3-1 if you're scoring at home for out number 2. Now Dylan Thomas. And anybody that knows the American Association knows that this man is one of the most dangerous hitters in this league. Dylan Thomas, former big leaguer. Now a fixture, a mainstay in the middle of this Fargo-Moorhead lineup. He bats from the left side. And this will certainly be a challenge here for Bellotti.
Hit .312 last year with 15 homers and 50 RBIs on his season.
All-star. The shift on to the right side is the first pitch in their first strike. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Bellotti to take command. The count 0-1. Bellotti's had excellent control here in this first inning. That pull side shift on here defensively for Cleburne. The 0-1 downstairs. Good take there from Thomas to even the count. Caleb Dye behind the plate tonight calling the balls and strikes. Scott Johnston, the umpire, over at first, and Daniel Rios rounds out the crew. He is over at third. The 1-1 from Bellotti. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got the better of Thomas there. The count now at a ball and 2 strikes. Home crowd into it early.
Perfect night for baseball here in Cleburne.
You couldn't draw it up any better, could you?
Not at all.
Wind blowing out towards left tonight. Count a ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 from Bellotti. Right down the chute for strike 3. Bellotti comes away with a strikeout to end the frame, and no damage done here in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, one error, nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the first. When we return, we'll bring you the Cleburne lineup. You're watching Cleburne Railroader Baseball, courtesy of the Home Team Network here on AABaseball.tv. No score here as we go to the bottom of the first. Let's look at the Cleburne batting order tonight. From manager Pete Incaviglia, the lineup will look like this. Delino DeShields Jr. in the leadoff spot tonight. He will be the designated hitter. Cody Thomas bats second in right field. Brantley Bell hits third. Carter Aldretti is second base in the cleanup spot. Christian Almanza will bat fifth. He's followed by Cole Foster at third base hitting sixth. Caleb McNeely in center field will bat seventh. Oscar Hernandez behind the plate doing the catching bats eighth. And Davis Druick in left field rounds out the order for Pete Incaviglia, and he will bat ninth. DeShields Jr., Thomas Bell, Aldretti, Almanza, Foster, McNeely, Hernandez, Druick for Cleburne. First pitch misses to Delino DeShields Jr. Boy, so good seeing Delino back here, and he is going to be as good of a leadoff hitter as you can find in this league. In for a strike there from Kyle Krieger. We'll introduce you to the Fargo defense after this next pitch. 1-1 from Krieger to DeShields as that one bounce in. The outfield tonight for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, they've got Lejano, Richards, and Jelly left to right. Across the infield, they've got Kroon, Byrne, Brookshaw, and Sermo. Fernandez behind the plate and Krieger on the mound doing the pitching. The pitch to DeShields finds the mark, and that will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You mentioned it. Delino just brings an energy. When he stepped onto the field this spring training, just the teammates did a great job greeting, and then Pete Incaviglia, listen to them talk during BP. Just the baseball minds is going to swing through that one for strike three.
Great pitch there by Krieger to get DeShields. But, yes, to your point, Delino just brings a sense of credibility to this team. And certainly with his accolades through his journey in the big leagues and now coming back here in his second stint with Cleburne, big things expected for Delino, no doubt. Now Cody Thomas to the plate. And, boy, here's one of the guys I'm super excited about being in Cleburne.
I agree, and I thought interesting as the first pitch will be in there for a strike. You talked about, in your pick to click for Cody Thomas, him being at the 2-hole. We thought earlier the past week, hey, maybe he'd be in that cleanup, maybe 5 spot. Pete Incaviglia puts him up to the 2-hole, and I actually like that.
I do too.
I like it. I think it's going to get him obviously more at-bats. But I think with this lineup, 1 through 9, he's going to come up to the plate multiple times later on in the game with runners on and able to bring them in. So I like him moving up to that 2 spot.
Shows a tremendous amount of trust that they have in him as well. So sky this one to shallow left. Playable for Lejano, who comes in. He makes the 2-handed grab as Thomas retired for out number 2. Now Brantley Bell to the plate. I joked with Brantley in the spring. Obviously, Bell, a fantastic hitter in this league, came over from the Chicago Dogs. I joked with Brantley in the spring, and I said, the greatest compliment that I can ever give you is to tell you how much I couldn't stand you when you wore a different uniform, beating the brakes off of us every night. As the first pitch to Bell just misses. And Brantley and I, of course, laughed. And now he's wearing the right uniform, ladies and gentlemen. Dogs fans, don't take any offense to that. I'm glad we got your guy. As Bell swings through that one. And the count now even at 1-1. And Bell's going to do big things offensively. Listen, all-star in this league. His accolades speak for themselves. He is going to be a cornerstone of this offense. Swing and a miss there. Boy, another great pitch from Krieger, who's hitting on all cylinders here early on.
Both pitchers looking good to start. Bellotti with a nice top of the inning. Krieger right now ahead in the count with 2 outs in the bottom half of the inning.
The pitch downstairs, good take there from Bell. That'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned opening day's been good to Cleburne. 2-0 under Pete Incaviglia on opening days. Looking to extend that streak tonight. Here's the 2-2. That one bounces in, a couple of feet short of the plate. And the count full now to Brantley Bell. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Carter Aldretti stands on deck. He hopes to come to the plate here in the first. Wind blowing out towards left tonight. We'll see how much that Johnson County wind comes into the play. And the 3-2 to Bell. Swing and a miss, got him. Couple of punch outs in the frame for Kyle Krieger, and we remain scoreless through 1. We're back after the break for inning number 2. You're watching Cleburne Railroader Baseball on AABaseball.tv.
Jane, can you stand up for me, Jane? Jane! Let's give a round of applause for Jane. Guess what, Jane? You are the Cleburne.
No score as we head to the second inning. Our conductor of fun, Kevin Lombard there, visiting with some lucky fan in the stands that's going to, I think, be surprised with some flowers tonight. We've been not surprised, as we expected good pitching early on, and we have certainly gotten that in the first inning.
Yeah, each pitcher facing the minimum, and their first time on the mound in this game, respectfully, as Bellotti is about to be ready to go out. I was impressed with him. I mean, I talked to you during the break. The fact that he was able to do the little fundamental things, obviously the bounce back from Oscar Hernandez, throwing the runner out at second, but on the ground ball to Almanza, that looked like a play. Hey, that's a first baseman, make the play, maybe I'll stay around the mound. No, Bellotti got over to first base. Almanza, little trouble on the transfer, then was able to toss it over. That's the little things, the fundamental things that when you look at a team and you want to take that next step and you want to be a championship contender, obviously it's game 1, inning 1 of game 1. But Bellotti doing that sets a tone, and you love to see that.
No doubt. Just 10 pitches in the first inning for Bellotti. Now he'll go through the middle of this RedHawks order, and right out of the gate, he gets one of the all-time greats in this league, Jose Sermo. Sermo in the top 5 all-time in home runs in the American Association, and he takes the first pitch and skies it towards right center. Cody Thomas ranging over, but it's going to be Caleb McNeely in the gap that calls him off to make the catch, as Sermo retired just on 1 pitch here to start the second.
I think that ball went a mile in the air. I was looking up saying, where was that ball? Obviously, Sermo, we know him from his time here in Cleburne and across the league. Incredible player. So Bellotti able to retire him on 1 pitch. Great start here to start the second.
Now Matt Kroon will come to the plate. Let's talk about Caleb McNeely quickly in center field. I want to bring some attention to the Railroaders in terms of something the fans might not have known about. Is the first pitch to Kroon in for a strike. A late trade made today, sending Chris Roller to Long Island in the Atlantic League. Roller was projected coming in to be the center fielder on this team, and Long Island had a need in center field, so they came and made a call for Roller, and we want to wish Chris the absolute best. He's going to make a great Long Island Duck. But for Caleb McNeely, it opened up an opportunity. He was very impressive during the spring, can play any of the spots in the infield, playing some outfield as well, and now he wakes up with the center field job.
As the 1-1 will be just outside for ball 2. And absolutely, we saw him during spring training, really on that left side of the infield, playing third base a lot. And during his at-bats, whether it be BP or live hitting, Pete Incaviglia loved every single thing he saw. Hey, Mac, great job. Caleb,
yes.
great hit.
Yes.
Everything. He was going to play himself into at-bats, and obviously with the position in center field now opening, I mean, I think it was an easy call to just slide him into the outfield out there.
And I think that's a decision that quite frankly, Pete Incaviglia is very comfortable making. Mm-hmm. And we'll see. Caleb has been so great here in the spring. 3-1 now the count from Bellotti to Kroon. A long look into Hernandez. Now the pitch. That one right down the heart of the plate at 85 miles an hour for a strike. It'll bring the count full at 3-2. But very surprised to see that trade this morning. Got to spend some time with Chris Roller last night, and just want to wish him the absolute best. First class all the way. Enjoyed the short time and getting to know him. Is the 3-2 right there on the outside corner for strike 3, and Kroon down on strikes. Second punch out for Andrew Bellotti, and there's 2 down for Jesus Lejano.
Bellotti just painting that outside corner right there. Curran thought he had ball 4. Not so fast. Bellotti, another nice pitch. He's had great control, like you mentioned early in this game. It just seems like wherever he wants to place it, he's placing it so far.
Now former Railroader Jesus Lejano, traded to Fargo in the offseason, steps to the plate. First pitch from Bellotti at the knees for a strike, 93 miles an hour with a fastball to move ahead at 0-1. Some familiar faces on this Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks team. 0-1 the count. Bellotti fires, and this one back up the middle. Charged by Bell, takes it on a big hop. The quick release over to first will retire Lejano. 6-3 on the ground out after scoring at home. And another clean inning from Andrew Bellotti. Looks fantastic through 2. We'll head to the bottom of the second, see if we can find him some runs. No score from La Moderna Field on AABaseball.tv. Now time for the middle of the Cleburne order to try to find some offense here in the bottom of the second. It'll be Carter Aldretti, Christian Almanza, and Cole Foster. A good first inning for Kyle Krieger. Just 14 pitches, came away with a pair of strikeouts. Cleburne trying to find their first base runner as Aldretti comes to the plate. And you alluded to it in the open tonight. You want to find a true definition of a great hitter in this league, look up Carter Aldretti.
Yep. A 341 average in 2024. And someone might be thinking, what, did he play 40 games? No, he played all 100 games.
Yes.
A 341 average in 100 games, you don't see that.
Finished 3rd in the league in hitting that year. A 5-tool guy, hit the home runs, drove the runs in. And here's what's crazy. 2 years ago, on opening day, he homered right here at La Moderna Field, hitting in the 8 hole.
Quickly made his way up, I'd say.
He didn't stay in the 8 spot long. And here is a spoiler, fans, not a prediction. You will not see Carter Aldretti hitting 8th in 2026. I can assure you. We are certainly excited and stoked to have Carter back. First pitch here from Krieger. Right down the chute to Aldretti with a fastball to move ahead. The count 0-1. Seeing Carter at second base tonight. I think you're going to see him in a lot of different places defensively this year. Kind of a jack of all trades. This one going the other way, down in the corner. Aldretti with the first hit for Cleburne. He'll take the wide turn. He's digging for 2, and he's going to get there. A leadoff double for Carter Aldretti in the second.
Just doing what he does right there. Slapping it the other way, and now standing on second with a double to lead off the inning. Carter Aldretti. That's just a man who can hit the baseball.
He makes it look effortless. He truly does. He makes it look effortless. Mm-hmm. Certainly did there. Now, Christian Almanza. Railroader fans, you're going to get very used to Christian Almanza very quickly. This guy can hit the baseball and hit it a long way. Getting the start at first tonight as he takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. You're going to see big things from Almanza. And listen, I think for Almanza, there's some lofty expectations for what they expect from him offensively on this club.
Hitting in the 5 hole as the 1-0 will be low for ball 2. And I agree. I think a lot of is being placed on his shoulder as one of those power hitters in this lineup. And, everything we saw this spring, he's going to live up to it and has the potential to. I've never seen a player hit and his teammates just react the way the ball comes off of his bat. Even when he's out in live BP, they're astonished with it.
Swing and a miss there. Swung over the top of that one, the count 2-1. But Almanza, talking about that quote-unquote pressure being in his first year in Cleburne, he welcomes it. Mm-hmm. He says pressure is a privilege.
Yep.
And he's ready to tackle it and take it on.
Early at bat with a runner in scoring position for him.
2-1. The fastball inside. Good take there from Almanza, who's now out in front. The count at 3 balls and a strike.
We've talked about the hitting ability of a lot of these guys in the lineup, but I think their ability to put up good at-bats. A lot of these guys aren't going to chase outside of the zone. They're going to make the pitchers work, and we're seeing Almanza do it so far in this at-bat.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. And the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count here at Almanza. Here's the 3-2. Now Monza to center field. Still going back. Still going back. And that's going to be over his head. That's going to be a ground rule double. Into second goes Almanza. Carter Aldretti will come around to score. And just like that, Christian Almanza says, I can produce some runs. Give me an RBI double. It's 1-0 Cleburne.
That ball just kept drifting and drifting and drifting back. That 405 out there in left center field as Richards just wasn't able to get a beat on it, just over his head, and then that close to the wall just bounces over the wall. Christian Almanza, there you go. Welcome to Cleburne.
If you had Christian Almanza on your RBI card for the first one of the year, step to the pay window. You are a winner. Almanza, an impressive double here in the second. Now Cole Foster, another new addition to this team, another one that really, from my eyes, was very impressive in the spring. That pitch upstairs for ball one. I think, I don't know if it was certainly, I'll say spoken, but I think the third base job was somewhat up in the air coming into the spring. And Cole Foster just grabbed it by the throat and said, it's mine.
He did it offensively and defensively in that position.
Now fouls this one off, scorches that one over the Classic Club to the left side out of play.
And he's someone, he's just about his business. He's a quiet guy.
Very quiet.
Funny during media day, you know, you got a lot of things going on media day. Not always everybody's cup of tea. And Cole Foster, it felt like, okay, when are we done with this? I want to get to practice.
Yeah.
Like he's just ready to go, ready to play baseball. Here he is with a runner in scoring position.
Now the 1-1, fastball, good comeback pitch there. Krieger really establishing that inner part of the plate to left-handed hitters. Now moves ahead of Foster, the count 1-2. Foster, a switch hitter, batting from the left side, facing the righty and Krieger, who comes set at the belt. A look back towards second, the pitch. Now Foster will send one to right field. Coming on is Jelly. He'll make the catch. And Almanza will be doubled off, not realizing, I don't know if he thought that ball was going to get down and was on the move, but he gets doubled off. So a base running mistake there will cost Cleburne as Foster flies out to right. Now Monza doubled off for out number 2. So 2 down now for Caleb McNeely. Brock Bell coaching over at first. Chris Mahalik over in the box at third. As McNeely at the plate takes a strike. I don't know if maybe Almanza there just thought that with the wind blowing to left, pushing that ball towards right, that Jelly wasn't going to be able to get there. The pitch outside, and the count now even 1-1.
Yeah, it just seems like off the bat wasn't able to get the read on it, whether it be the wind, whether it be the sun, as he took off for third, confident and ready to turn to go home, but obviously making the play in right field and doubling him up was Jelly.
1-1 pitch to McNeely, fouled off right side. Count now to ball and 2 strikes. Cleburne on the board here early in the second. RBI double from Christian Almanza. Back-to-back doubles in the frame as Aldretti got it started to start the bottom of the second. Now 1-2 here to the center fielder, Caleb McNeely. 1-2 pitch, fastball away. The count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Excited about our partnership with Home Team Network. Night number 1, bringing you all the sights and sounds. They're doing a tremendous job tonight. Certainly excited about our partnership as that pitch low. The count now full to McNeely at 3 balls, 2 strikes. I'll be interested to see if Krieger goes to the fastball here with McNeely on 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2 just asked for a new baseball, so you're wondering what he's looking for when off speed the prior pitch.
Hernandez is going to set up outside the 3-2. He'll go that way, and it is a fastball that gets the better of McNeely as he strikes out to bring the inning to a close. Cleburne gets on the board. A run on a hit, no errors, and no one left. We will head to the third. Our score, Cleburne 1, Fargo-Moorhead nothing here on AABaseball.tv. 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. It'll be the bottom third of the Fargo order. Peter Brookshaw, Jake Jelly, and Aiden Byrne. Before you take the reins, Luke, I want to give one quick shout out tonight to one of the all-time greats in our league. He's next door tonight, the great Jack Michaels, the voice of the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. literally one of the 10 funniest people walking planet Earth.
Yep.
He is one of the 10 funniest people I've ever met in baseball, outside of baseball. He always makes me laugh. I always look forward to either when Fargo comes down to La Moderna or we go up to Newman Outdoor. My visits with Jack are truly one of a kind. So happy to see him today. He's, to me, when you talk about the benchmarks of broadcasters in this league, it starts with the great Jack Michaels.
100%. And I interned here in 23 and 24, and I was asking you during spring training, is that one will be high for ball one to Peter Brookshaw to start the inning. I asked you during spring training, hey, is Jack Michaels still with Fargo? I mean, he made us as interns crack up. He treats everybody the same. He's incredible. Happy to see him to start. I mean, what a way to start the year off with him in the booth next to us.
You couldn't find a better one than Jack Michaels, no doubt.
1-0 will be fouled straight back as the count now even at 1-1 to Peter Brookshaw, the lefty hitting Brookshaw. Will have his first at-bat of the season.
How about Bellotti? Just 19 pitches in the first 2 innings tonight.
Good start for Bellotti. Faced the minimum so far. Looking to keep that going as he readies and will deal a 1-1 pitch. Catches the outside corners. We've seen that to both lefties and righties, painting on the outside corner for Bellotti. Obviously, Brookshaw batting lefty, as you can see. Bellotti goes to the outside corner and gets the call. So now ahead in the count at 1-2, and that's one of the keys I mentioned previously in the open. Hey, if he's able to get ahead of hitters, could lead to a good night for Bellotti as he readies for the 1-2. As that one will be in the dirt. Count now even at 2-2.
Andrew Bellotti has had great command. Look, listen, the slider, it's a four-seam fastball slider changeup combination. The slider has been really good tonight, really good.
And he's just kept the hitters guessing. They haven't been able to get their timing on Bellotti, being able to change the speed, change the eye level. As now we'll see where he goes on the 2-2 pitch. As that one will be inside. Brookshaw getting out. We're actually, I believe we're going to get a pitch clock violation. So the ball was inside anyway, would have been ball 3, but the first base umpire, imaginary, tapped the watch and said, hey, pitch clock violation. So 3-2, either way was a ball. So now a full count and payoff pitch upcoming to Brookshaw. 3-2 from Bellotti is going to be outside there for strike 3 or on the outside corner. A little bit of a delayed call from the home plate umpire. Got me for a second, but Bellotti will get his 3rd strikeout of the night.
All of them looking tonight for Andrew Bellotti, and Brookshaw certainly felt like that pitch was outside. Did not agree with the home plate umpire Caleb Dye's assessment, but listen, Andrew Bellotti will certainly take it.
First out of the inning will bring up Jake Jelly, the right fielder for this RedHawks team. As Bellotti comes set and will deal first pitch of the at-bat. That would be swung on and missed. I believe that one was the slider right there. That in front of, again, Bellotti just great control of whatever he's throwing at the moment.
It's crazy to think how baseball can bring you different places. Take a guy like Bellotti and his journey through the World Series now in Cleburne.
That one will be outside, count even at 1-1. Yeah, I mentioned.
And we're not talking about a guy that just had his 10 seconds of fame in a World Series. We're talking about 8 postseason appearances. Like, he was used.
A 1.29 ERA, only gave up 1 run in those 8 appearances. And in Game 3, 7-0 Phillies victory as the 1-1 will be fouled to make the count now 1-2. Got the final 3 outs of the 9th.
Yeah.
Just imagine that. I mean, the feeling that you got the final out of a playoff, not just a playoff win, a World Series win for those fans of Philadelphia. I mean, just a feeling.
They'll certainly never forget.
Oh, no. I mean, you can't even recreate that as Bellotti comes set on the 1-2 with 1 out here. In the top of the 3rd, pitch will be hit in the air, skied, as Oscar Hernandez is going to try and find that one. He throws off the mask and will make the catch as he goes forward, comes backwards, but the ball is in the glove. That's all that matters. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning with Jelly popping up to Hernandez.
Now, the final thought on that World Series appearance. I had a conversation with Bellotti during the spring, and I said, that's got to be the highlight of your baseball career. And he was very quick to answer me, and he said no. He said it ranks 2nd.
Okay.
And I said, okay, well, what could possibly match that? Interestingly enough, his first perfect game in Little League He says he will take his first perfect game in the Little League as his most memorable achievement. How about that?
That one fouled off by Aiden Byrne.
And there's no, like, if you guys think that there's some shtick in that, like he was just being fun, no. He looked at me straight face, serious. He said, I'll never forget my first perfect game. That's my most memorable moment. He says, now don't get me wrong, the World Series is incredible, and it's right there. But for me, in terms of personal achievement, I'm remembering the perfect game.
0-1 will be fouled off. Quickly, the count 0-2.
And I asked him, I said, it posed a question. And fans might think I'm being funny here, but hear me out. Where's the pressure higher? Is it in closing out the World Series, or in the mind of I believe he said he was 9 years old when he did, or 10 years old when he did. Or is it in the mind of a 10-year-old, knowing that you're trying to get a perfect game and that internal pressure you put on yourself in trying to complete the feat? Which one's larger?
That's a great point right there.
He couldn't answer. He said he wasn't sure. He said it could have been both.
As we'll see the 0-2 swung on and missed right there from Byrne. And doesn't look like there's any pressure on the mound right now. He's having his way against the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks.
Four punch-outs.
4 punch-outs, face the minimum through 3. Cleburne will come to the plate looking to add on to their lead. They're in front 1-0 after 2.5, as we'll be right back here at La Moderna Field on AABaseball.tv. Back here in Cleburne, Texas at La Moderna Field. Cleburne has a 1-0 lead, as it'll be Oscar Hernandez, Davis Druick, and the top of the lineup in Delino DeShields Jr. to the plate here in the bottom half of the third. Cleburne in front 1-0.
Is there anything better than opening day?
Nothing. I was thinking 2 words in sports. Obviously, Game 7's one of them, but opening day. Opening day is just, I mean, it can't get any better than that. You got the crowd. They're excited. Everybody, whether or not the season ends in the way you want, everybody on opening day always believes they have a chance.
I didn't sleep a wink last night. I was so excited. I had trouble going to sleep last night. And I was up 7 a.m. today, prepping, looking at game notes, excited about what was to come tonight and what's going to come over the course of the next 100 games. And for Railroader fans, I'm excited for them with the product that we're putting on the field this year.
You're like a kid waiting for Santa. Just can't sleep, just waiting and counting down till 7:06. As we are here, game 1 of 100. So far, 2.5 innings played with Cleburne in front, as Oscar Hernandez will come to the plate for his first at-bat of the year.
Here's another guy that I'm loving being on this team and the presence that he brings behind the plate.
Swings through the first pitch, count 0-1. I mean, the joy he brings to playing baseball. He just has a great time, and his teammates thrive off of him. I see him talking with pitchers, whether it be during live BP. Hey, even if they didn't have a great inning, he's encouraging them. Just a great clubhouse guy, as that one will be in there for strike 2.
And I love the relationship he's building with Angel Mendoza, who's the second catcher on this roster, who is super talented in his own right. And Hernandez and him have formed a bond early, and that's great to see.
0-2 will be in the dirt. Count now 1-2. Hernandez sporting the pink arm sleeve. Got the pink cleats to match, and then I believe that elbow guard and shin guard with the batting gloves as well, blue and pink. So sticking out. Is stuck out on the defensive end with 2 nice plays. That one's going to be lined into left field, and that'll be down for a hit. Nice job by Lejano cutting that off before it got to the wall, as that'll be a hard hit single as Oscar Hernandez is aboard with his first hit of the year.
And Jesus Lejano out there in left field obviously knows that territory from his time here in Cleburne, able to take a good angle to limit Hernandez to just a single and avoid extra bases. But for Oscar, with everything he brings behind the plate, anything he does, I think he's a great hitter, but that is all icing on the cake for the value he's going to bring back there behind the plate, and we've already seen that tonight.
First pitch to Davis Druick will be in there for a strike, and that's really the catcher's position at any level. I mean, just the amount of responsibility they have, whether it be having to skip BP to go to pitchers meetings and talk about how they want to do all these different things. Oscar Hernandez, if he's able to give you, like you mentioned, what he did to start this inning, you'll take it all year. Davis Druick, we'll see ball 1 as that one inside. Count now 1-1. As the pitch will be swung on and missed. Druick Another player that played with the Oakland Ballers last year, about 3 or 4 Cleburne Railroaders, all teammates that played with the Ballers last year, a year that included a .291 average with 19 homers and 68 ribbies. Is that one
bit up?
Will be high for ball 2 as Druick actually was stepping towards the dugout.
Yeah, he thought it might have been strike 3. Now, the interesting part about Davis Druick, when you look at his numbers from last year, were his bulk of extra base hits. So he can make things happen offensively. And I don't know where he'll ultimately land in this order, but if it's at the bottom of the order, he's certainly going to make a huge impact there. 2-2 is going to be swung on and miss. As Druick will go down on strikes, bringing the top of the lineup to the plate, and to Shields Jr. Now Krieger matches Bellatti's total of 4 strikeouts on the night.
As Shields Jr. was a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. Hernandez still leads off of first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Cleburne in front, 1-0, as Krieger's first pitch to Shields Jr. will be fouled off for strike 1.
Excited to see what Delino is going to bring to the top of this order. And, you know, here's the thing that we haven't got to talk about, and we might see it here tonight. He's not afraid to lay down a bunt. And if he gets one down on the left side, don't even bother making the throw.
0-1 pitch will be fouled. And the count quickly now 0-2. And just to that point, during spring training, watching him lay down bunts is a thing of beauty.
Oh, it's like painting a Picasso. He's so good at it.
Just right down the line, as we won't see him try and lay one down here in an 0-2 count. It's a look to battle back here against Krieger. That one will be inside for ball 1. Check down.
I'm not sure why Fernandez wanted to check down to first there. Delino didn't even lift the bat off his shoulder.
Yeah,
maybe he just thought the location was a strike.
Yeah, just wanted a second opinion. That one will be fouled off once again and will remain at a 1-2 count.
Well, you talk about the weather here tonight. It's just picture perfect. I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything better. 84 degrees tonight. Not a cloud in the sky.
Perfect night. Appreciate everybody tuning in here to the opening of the season. Cleburne versus Fargo-Moorhead. As DeShields Jr. will look to continue his battle. 1-2 will be called on the outside corner, as DeShields Jr. will go down on strikes here for the second out of the bottom of the 3rd. We've seen both pitchers go to that outside corner. On hitters, we've seen Bellotti paint it, and now Krieger gets strike 3 with it.
Pitching's been fantastic tonight. And you know, you wonder at the beginning of the season, is it advantage hitters? Is it advantage pitchers? I think there's an argument to be made for both sides, but starting pitching has been great tonight.
As the pitch to Cody Thomas will be sliced the opposite way into that 6-hole into left field, as he'll be aboard with a hit, his first hit of the year, advancing Oscar Hernandez over to second base. Just professional piece of hitting right there for Cody Thomas. Just other way, not trying to do too much, a little bit of a shift. As the shortstop Byrne was playing towards the bag, and that one gets through the 6-hole for a 2-out single.
I know that brought the Thomas family off their couches, watching at home tonight in Colleyville. Shout out to them. Great visiting with them during spring training.
The first pitch to Aldretti will be outside for ball 1. Brantley Bell, excuse me, at the plate in the 3-hole. As that one will be lifted into center field, as Richards will take a few steps back and get under that one for the 3rd out. So a couple runners left on base. Also a couple hits for the Railroaders, not able to cash in on them, as we have a 1-0 ball game. Cleburne in front after we've concluded 3 here in the opener, as we'll be back at La Moderna Field here on AABaseball.tv. Back here in Cleburne, as Andrew Bellotti faced the minimum. Top of the lineup will step into the plate, as there's Brantley Bell over there at shortstop. Yeah. Bell, second baseman for a lot of his tenure, all-star. Moving over to that shortstop position. Looks good on him, like you were saying.
I think he looks great there. He's really going to, I mean, and again, we talked about the the musical chairs of sorts defensively, right? There could be nights you see Carter Aldretti there. Probably going to be Brantley Bell a bulk of the nights. Caleb McNeely, Cole Foster. There's a wealth of defensive talent here. But, yeah, good seeing Brantley in that spot for sure.
As it's going to be Jarris Richards to the plate to lead things off here in the fourth, as he will watch strike one on that corner. Another off-speed pitch from Bellotti, just painting that outside part of the plate.
Just his 33rd pitch of the night.
Efficient so far here tonight through 3. The 1 pitch will be in there as well for strike 2. So quickly, Bellotti in front, 0-2.
Yeah, really working the bottom of the zone really well tonight with the changeup and the slider. And those are good pitches along with that fastball that we've seen at 94 tonight. Keeps those hitters off balance.
0-2 from Bellotti will be outside. Look to go back there with the fastball, but a little bit outside. So count now 1-2.
You look at this Cleburne rotation. John Baker, former Chicago Dog, will get the ball tomorrow night. Excited for fans to see Luke Short. Liam Mendez, who former Kansas City Monarch, he'll pitch on Sunday. Bodie Rascone will round out that rotation, throwing Monday.
1-2 will be hit foul.
And, you know, coming out of camp, there were some very tough decisions for Pete Incaviglia to make. In fact, one of the final cuts, I hated to see it because he's been such an integral part of this not just this team, but this community, and that's Derek Kraft. I wish him nothing but the best. And I didn't check the wire today, but I can tell you, Derek Kraft's going to be pitching somewhere very quickly, but probably even in the American Association. Wish him nothing but the best.
Great human being as well as players. The 1-2 will be outside. Count even at 2-2.
And that's the toughest part in independent in baseball, particularly in the American Association here, being a major league partners. The relationships that you build and the friendships that you make, and you hate to see those guys end up going other places, but it's part of the business.
2-2 from Bellotti will be swung on and missed. It'll be Bellotti's 5th strikeout of the evening as he gets Richards swinging there on another outside pitch. Went with the fastball, 93 right there. Richards not able to keep up with that one. First out of the inning.
But the beauty of it is you still get to keep in contact. And take Fargo, for example. I haven't got to do it yet. I can't wait to visit with Garrett Alexander, with Jose Sermo, with Jesus Lejano, former Railroaders. It'd be great to catch up with them.
Juan Fernandez now at the plate. As the first pitch will be inside.
Boy, Fernandez, a great player. Just a great player for this Fargo team. Had a great year last year. He's been a mainstay in this lineup as a part of this offense for manager Chris Coast. Obviously, they expect big things for him this year.
As that one will be on the outside corner for a strike. Catcher in the 2-hole. I think that tells you a lot right there, what he can produce offensively. As the count now even at 1-1. Bellotti comes set and deals, as that one's going to be fouled for strike 2. Again, Bellotti just getting ahead in the count. He's been in control. It always feels like for pitchers, they want to pitch at their pace. Right now, Bellotti's at his pace. He feels comfortable on the rubber and on the mound. Right now, it's showing with where his pitches are. And I mean, just getting ahead of hitters, with these strikes as he comes set for a 1-2. And deals. That one will be in the dirt. Count even at 2-2.
And this Fargo team's certainly going to hit. They're going to find themselves at the top of a lot of offensive categories in the American Association in 2026. So for Bellotti, just a credit to him to have the level of success he's finding himself having here tonight against Fargo-Moorhead.
2-2 pitch from Bellotti will be hit on the ground over to third, as that one's going to be foul. Cole Foster running after that one.
Yeah, that was hit sharply.
Third base umpire Daniel Rio put the hands up, said, hey, foul ball. So we'll do it all over again at 2-2. You mentioned this Fargo team. They're going to hit. We anticipate Cleburne as well. I'm sure in this 7-game set, we're going to see some high-scoring games.
We're not going to see a lot of 1-0 games. I can assure you of that. But we're getting one tonight.
So far, it's been a pitcher's duel. Bellotti comes set on a 2-2. His delivery to Fernandez will be in the dirt. Try to go with an outside off-speed pitch to get Fernandez to chase. Fernandez did not, so we'll now have a payoff pitch upcoming, 3-2.
Fernandez, a good two-strike hitter, so for Bellotti, it's not just a matter of location here, but it's trying to keep Fernandez off balance. Will he go to the fastball? Let's see what Oscar dials up for him here. See where they go here on 3-2.
Gets the sign. And will deal the payoff pitch. That one will be hit on the ground over to third as Foster will come in charge as that trouble on the transfers. The throw is going to be late.
Infield single.
Fernandez will reach with an infield single. It'll be the first hit of the game for the RedHawks. As good job by Foster getting to that ball, but again, just on the transfer, a little struggle on the exchange as by the time he got the ball across the diamond, Fernandez is safe at first. So first hit of the game, as I mentioned, for Fargo. That'll bring Dylan Thomas to the plate.
Now Fargo with an opportunity to try to cash in here.
As Thomas struck out looking to end the first inning. He'll step to the plate for his second at-bat. First pitch will be hit on the ground over to shortstop. Brantley Bell is going to field, step on the bag, and throw to first in time. That'll be a double play for the Railroaders. Shifted over perfectly was Bell. And the shortstop says, let me do it all myself. Taps the bag, throws to first, and the Railroaders are out of the inning. So after a hit, Bellotti faces the minimum still thanks to the defense behind him.
Pitching has dominated things thus far here tonight at La Maderna Field. 1-0 Railroaders. As we head to the top of the fifth, get a look at the crowd here tonight, enjoying opening night at the ballpark. On a great night for baseball. We are certainly happy to bring it to you. Great night for Andrew Bellotti. Are you kidding me? 4 innings tonight for Bellotti, 5 punch-outs. The command's been fantastic. Surrendered just 1 hit, an infield single to Juan Fernandez. Second time through against the middle of this order as Jose Sermo will lead it off. Shows bunt as the first pitch over for a strike. The count 0-1. Sermo flew out to McNeely in center field to lead off the second. It'll be 4, 5, 6 in this Fargo order here in the fifth. So we're cruising right along here on a Thursday night. That one fouled back. Count quickly at 0-2. This game, the lone game in the association tonight. All 12 teams will be in action tomorrow night, a full slate across the league. And I know in 10 other cities, 10 other communities, they're certainly excited to get things started. I want to wish them all a great opening day on their behalfs coming tomorrow in all those markets. As we're certainly excited here in Cleburne for not just tonight, but what's to come here in this 2026 year.
Just a great part of the year right here.
It's been
Get
great.
Going. It's a fun time to be a baseball fan.
Here comes the 0-2. That one outside, the count 1-2. Also want to give a shout out to our folks down in the front office, who we've got a bunch of new faces down there, led by our new general manager, Jimmy Frush, who's been fantastic. Boy, you talk about a leader and a go-getter and someone that wants to do right by this organization, do right and make for this community. Is Sermo will foul one off, and certainly excited about his role and what he brings to the table, and he's been fantastic. Ashton and Lilly and Parker, and then the guys in sales, they've done such a tremendous job, and they don't get near the credit that they deserve in terms of what the fans don't know that they do behind the scenes for nights like tonight. And it's made it so special as the 1-2 fouled off. So I want to give those guys and girls their flowers, tell them great job so far this year in preparation for tonight. Job well done. A stadium full of happy fans tonight, and we're certainly happy to have them and excited for what's to come here in 2026.
Yeah, pulling back the curtain. Opening day isn't smooth sailing for everybody.
No,
it's a
it's
hectic
not.
day, and everybody, it was incredible being downstairs, and everyone was able to do their job. It's going to be a great year.
1-2, Sermo down the line. That one well struck but foul. And listen, it was everybody. The amazing part today for folks that don't know, as you prepare for opening day, and it doesn't matter what your role is in this organization, there's just not enough hours in the day.
Nope.
Right, there's just not enough on opening day, and you're frantic trying to get prepared for tonight to make it the best experience for our fans. And they were great today. 1-2 pitch, another strikeout for Andrew Bellotti as he gets Sermo swinging. First strikeout swinging, no, second one tonight, swinging for Bellotti. And strikeout number 6 on the night. One down now for Matt Kroon. But kudos to all. And then Amanda Osteen, all the folks over, Becky, all the folks over in food and beverage too, working so hard tonight. If you are in this stadium tonight and you can hear my voice, congratulations on a job well done tonight in preparing for opening night. Already a tremendous success. First pitch, a strike to Matt Kroon. I don't want to forget anyone's names, so if you hear me, I am talking about you. You're doing a great job tonight, and we appreciate you. 0-1 the count.
They help make work fun to come to.
Oh, it's great. It's great. This one, check swing foul to the right side. I've said since day one, I told you this back when you were an intern a few years ago, that if you ever look at this as a job, it's time to go find something different to do.
Yep.
This is a privilege.
It's fun to wake up every morning and come to the ballpark and do what you love.
Yes.
So absolutely. Great to be back here in Cleburne. I'm excited for the year.
We're super excited to have you back as well. 0-2 pitch right there on the outside corner. Just dotting it. Andrew Bellotti is in a zone right now, and just give him the ball and get out of his way. 2 down here in the 5th.
I'm just laughing right now. It just looks effortless.
I mean, we're talking about a guy that a couple years ago we're watching in the World Series.
Yep.
And he's pitching in Cleburne. And he continues to pitch like this. He's not going to be here long.
Just a phenomenal start right here. 7 strikeouts now back-to-back here in the inning.
Just dealing. Now Jesus Lajano. Lajano grounded out to short in his first at-bat tonight. And he'll ground it over to the right side. A big hopper for Almanza. He'll go to the bag himself. And another easy inning for Andrew Bellotti as he retires the RedHawks in order here in the 5th. We'll see if we can't find him some offense. It'll be the bottom third of the Cleburne order. McNeely, Hernandez, and Druick when we return to La Moderna Field. 1-0 Cleburne on AABaseball.tv. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0. The lone run in this one came back in the 2nd. Carter already started the inning off with a double. Christian Almanza, one batter later, would drive one to deep left center. An RBI double of his own, and that's been it thus far. A game that highlights 2 tremendous offenses, but it's been pitching that's taken the stage tonight.
Yeah, both Bellotti and Krieger just been dominant on the mound. The lone run you spoke of, the only blemish on Krieger's dial right now as he gets ready here for the bottom half of the inning. Again, both teams just playing solid to begin this game. Offensively, Cleburne's had a couple of chances, a couple of runners on base, just haven't been able to cash in other than the one. But Bellotti, I mean, these last few innings, it looks like he's getting stronger as the game's progressing.
He's been fantastic. A run on 4 hits and an error for Cleburne. No runs, just 1 hit. No errors for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Caleb McNeely will lead things off. McNeely, a strikeout victim against Krieger in their first exchange. 1 of 5 strikeouts on the night for Krieger. He's been fantastic. Now McNeely will step in. We talk about just bright spots and guys with big expectations. We talked about Almanza, but you can add Caleb McNeely to that list as well. McNeely, boy, coming off a fantastic 2025 season and now making his way to Cleburne, and again, getting that center field job. Big things expected from him. And this first pitch, well struck to right field. That's going to get down in the corner. That'll be extra bases. McNeely, he's off and running. He's going to cruise into second with a leadoff double here in the 5th. It's almost like it was on cue.
It's like the second time it's happened. Carter already did that in his first at-bat. You're raving about him. He goes the other way for a double. That's right there. Caleb McNeely does the same thing. 1 pitch, 1 hit as he stands on second with a stand-up double. Now runner in scoring position.
5th hit of the night for Cleburne. 3 doubles already on the night for the Roaders. Now it'll be the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Bunt laid down, and it's a good one right in front of the plate. McNeely easily will make it to third on the sacrifice. One, 3 if you're scoring at home for out number 1.
Fundamental baseball right there from the Railroaders. And a beautiful bunt from the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. As the first pitch will be low for ball 1.
Going back to Caleb McNeely, the year that he spent in the Frontier League in 2024, playing 89 games, hit 297, 23 home runs, 74 RBI. Then split time between York in the Atlantic League and the Frontier League last year. Hit 292 in the Atlantic in 31 games, 7 home runs, driving in 21. Infield drawn in here against Druick. Count a ball and a strike. And I think guys like McNeely and Almanza, with the success that they found in other leagues, hoping that offensive success translates here to the American Association. And look, from what we've seen throughout the spring, no reason to think that it won't.
And a great introduction for both guys. Both have doubles in their first game here with Cleburne. So far as quick meeting between the battery mates, the catcher and the pitcher for Fargo, as Hernandez steps back behind the plate. And yeah, I mean, when you get guys like Almanza and McNeely that have proven they can hit in different leagues, it gives you a little more confidence when you bring them in, as that one will be in there for a strike.
And Druick at the bottom of this lineup, expected again to be a producer. Ton of extra base hits a year ago for him. There's a swing and a miss, a great pitch there from Krieger. As Druick down on strikes for the second time tonight. That'll bring Delino DeShields to the plate. Talked about the small ball. Could this be a spot? Could this be a spot where Delino lays one down?
2 outs. You got the third baseman crewing all the way back. I mean,
you got a quick runner at third.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take a pitch for a strike. And with the Shield speed, certainly always in plays. He's got an eye down that line. Delino, this one over to short. Charging is Byrne. The throw over to first will get to Shields. And Cleburne will leave that runner stranded in scoring position here to end the 5th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the 6th. We got a great one. Cleburne 1, Fargo-Moorhead nothing. Back after the break on AABaseball.tv.
So after 5 great innings from Andrew Bellotti, it'll be Ben Hampton taking over on the mound, the southpaw.
How about the night for Bellotti, though? He goes 5 innings, gives up just the 1 hit, the infield single to Fernandez in the 4th. Does not walk a batter tonight. Strikes out 7, throws 57 pitches, 42 for strikes. Now, for those that might be thinking, well why is Bellotti out of the game? Again, first start of the year, probably in a situation tonight where he's going to go 60 to 70 pitches, so he still gets himself stretched out. But listen, if you're looking at the report card tonight for an Andrew Bellotti, A+, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I talked about not wanting to look at test scores. He's going to want to look at this one. A+,
yes, he is.
Like you mentioned, in the corner. And perfectly said. I think it's going to ramp up period at the start of the year, as that one's going to be in there for a strike for Ben Hampton. His first pitch to Peter Brookshaw. And we touched on Bellotti. He's had a lot of relief appearances, not as many starts throughout his career, so you don't want to overthrow him in the first game. He gives you 5 incredible innings, and you'll take it and pass it off to the next guy, and that next guy is Ben Hampton, as that 0-1 will be outside for ball 1.
And listen, Ben Hampton did some good things here, 9 appearances a year ago, a sub-2 ERA, and he's going to be expected to fill a big role in this bullpen.
Facing the lefty Peter Brookshaw, count 2-1. As he comes into the game in a 1-0 Cleburne lead, as that one will be swung on and missed. Count now even at 2-2.
In this half inning, I'm going to share with fans some intel on Ben Hampton and his successes in other sports.
Okay.
That's coming in a moment.
But first, the 2-2 pitch. That will be swung on and missed. So Hampton comes in and strikes out Brookshaw in his first batter face. as he begins his 2026 campaign here in Cleburne.
Super excited to have Ben Hampton back, and you can see right there dividends paying off immediately with the strikeout of Brookshaw. Now, I'm going to ask you a question here. What do you think Ben Hampton, what do you think his accolades are in swimming pool basketball?
Ooh, as the first pitch in is going to be a called strike to Jake Jelly.
What a curveball there.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's, what are we talking, like points scored, like just wins, just overall?
Or just like how good would you expect him to be?
Oh, one will be swung on and missed. Well, he's good on the mound. I'm going to say he's good in pool basketball as well.
Terrible.
Really? Wow.
Terrible. I saw Ben last night shooting jumpers in the pool, way off base. I joked to him. I said, Ben, thank goodness you're a fantastic pitcher, because if there was a league for pool basketball, you got no shot, buddy, no shot. Sorry, Ben. Our fans want to know. I had to pull the curtain back.
That's the inside.
Still love you.
Inside details right there, and that'll be an outside pitch for strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hampton. One swing, and that one looking to Jelly. That'll be a quick 2 outs for Hampton out of the bullpen.
I say that tongue-in-cheek. I love Ben. Ben's great. He was fantastic here a year ago, and I shared with him last night. I said, Joe, we just expect more of the same. With those 9 appearances last year as Railroader fans, we didn't get enough of Ben Hampton, so we're certainly happy to have him back here in 26.
First pitch to Aiden Byrne will be inside for ball 1. He's another guy on this roster, just walks around with a smile on his face.
Always smiling.
Always.
You will never catch Ben Hampton not smiling.
The 24-year-old, and will deal 1-0 outside, count now 2-0. Hampton played his collegiate career at TCU. Also a big golfer. Heard him talk golf with a number of his teammates over during the spring. As that one will catch the outside corner for strike 1, count now 2-1. Hopefully he's a better golfer than pool basketball. Working quickly as the 2-1 delivery will drop just off the plate. Talked about the curveball earlier in a prior at-bat. Another good one, just a little bit outside, brings the count now to 3-1. So the 3-1 will be hit on the ground over to third. Taking a step back is Foster, delivering a strike over to first in time across the diamond. Throwing a fastball is Foster. That'll be the final out of the inning. Hampton comes in and delivers a 1-2-3, top of the 6th. Cleburne still looking to add some runs. They maintain a 1-0 lead, but looking for more. We'll be back here to see if they can do so. Cleburne in front, 1-0 after 5.5. We'll be back on AABaseball.tv. Cleburne in front, 1-0, as it'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Cody Thomas, Brantley Bell, and Carter Aldretti to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still on the mound, it's going to be Kyle Krieger, as he will finish up his warm-ups in just a second. But Cleburne still looking for that second run. Scored 1 in the 2nd inning, and have been looking for that second run ever since pitching masterclass so far through 6 for the Cleburne Railroaders, Bellotti and Hampton, the 2 pitchers so far. But again, that offense looking to get going here in opening night of the 2026 season.
64 pitches for Krieger through 5 tonight, 42 of those for strikes, and he's been great. 6 strikeouts on the night without a walk in this game. Now he's got to go through a tough part of the order with Thomas, Bell, and Aldretti here in the 6th.
This is the part of the lineup for Cleburne you want up. You hope Krieger's getting a little tired here in the first start of the season, but of course, so far, it hasn't seemed that way. Cody Thomas will see the first pitch be a called strike. That will now bring the count to 0-1.
Cody 1 for 2 tonight, singled in the 3rd.
Went the other way in that 6 hole. Is a little bit of a shift, as that one will be called. And the count quickly 0-2. You can see the shortstop, Byrne, playing closer towards the bag, and the third baseman, Kroon, playing, I mean, that might be 10-plus feet, obviously 10-plus feet off the bag at third. So a little bit of a shift, as that one will be hit to the shortstop, Byrne. He'll make the play to first for the 6-3 ground out to begin the inning.
Still, the velocity is there for Krieger here in this 6th inning. 91 and with a fastball there in that exchange to Thomas before getting him with the changeup to record the first out.
Brantley Bell The shortstop on Cleburne's side will step up to the plate in his third at-bat of the game. As first pitch he sees is going to hit one, back up the middle, making it back. Can't stop his Brookshaw throw is going to be not in time, beating it out for an infield single as Brantley Bell for his first hit of the year, showing the speed off right there, getting down the line.
Great hustle there from Brantley Bell. Out of the box quickly. A great attempt defensively from Brookshaw. As we see the replay here, but Bell just quickly out of the box, hustling down the line, able to beat it by just a step as he's aboard with the infield single.
We talk about sometimes those bang-bang plays, half a step. I think that one was even closer than half a step, but Brantley Bell.
Jose Sermo did a great job stretching there. He's looking around. He was looking at the first base umpire, Scott Johnston. He wanted the out.
Instead, it'll be Bell on first for Carter Eldreddy. 1 for 2 with a double in this game, and the lone run to cross the plate as the pickoff attempt will not be in time. Bell gets back quickly.
Look, that's our first throwback of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
I think Sermo, he patted his chest. I think he wasn't even over toward the bag. He was anticipating, hey, we're just getting a pitch the way Krieger's been dealing, as that one's going to be ripped foul. Good swing from Eldreddy on the first pitch. And it feels like Cleburne, I don't know if they see something, they feel something. They've been trying to jump on a few first pitches against Krieger, whether they just want to be aggressive early in the count as this game has progressed, and they've just seen something these past few at-bats. But Eldreddy swinging at the first one. Bell got his single on the first one. Second pitch will be a bouncer over to second. Flip to short, throw to first in time. That'll be an inning-ending double play for the RedHawks. So after a single with one out for Brantley Bell, he'll be retired on the double play ball. 4-6-3 will get Fargo out of the bottom of the sixth. Still a 1-0 Cleburne lead as we'll begin the top of the seventh when we come back here to La Moderna Field right here on AABaseball.tv. Ben Hampton back on the mound for his second inning of work. A 1-2-3 top of the sixth. That featured 2 strikeouts for the southpaw on the rubber.
We haven't even talked about the uniforms. What do you think about the new logo?
I like it.
I love it.
I mean, as soon as they announced it back in the wintertime, I was like, yep,
yeah,
that's it. They found the one.
It fits.
And I'll tell you, they got some uni combos this season.
Yeah, you're going to see some cool stuff, Rotor fans. We've got some different uniform combinations, some different hat combinations. You're going to like what you see this year. They're going to look really good.
Some great merch. When you're at the ballpark, you're
get down there to the team store. It's there now.
You're going to be wanting to check that out and leaving La Moderna Field with some merch. So it'll be the top of the lineup as the pitch will be inside to Jairus Richards for ball one. Lefty on lefty matchup here. As Richards reached on an error in his first at-bat, was caught stealing on the first pitch as he tried to take second. As that one outside for ball two, and then struck out in his second at-bat back in the fourth inning.
Fans might remember Jairus Richards a year ago with the Gary South Shore Railcats, where he had a great year. Now has made his way over to Fargo-Moorhead.
As that one high and quickly, the count now 3-0.
Played 82 games in 2025 for the Railcats, 11 home runs, 50 RBI.
As he'll take his base, pitch high for ball four, so a 4-pitch walk to begin the inning for Hampton. As he'll face his first base runner of the season with Richards over at first, and now Juan Fernandez stepping to the plate.
First walk of the night for either club.
That's how you know it's been a pitcher's duel. They've been in command. We don't see your first walk until the top of the seventh. Yes, we're in the top of the seventh right now. As that one's going to be high for ball one here to Fernandez. So Hampton looking to find the strike zone as, I mean, there you go. That's just great coaching right there from the pitching coach, Carter Linton, as he saw his pitcher throw 5 balls outside the zone and says, let me go talk to him. Had a great first inning. Let me go talk to him. Let him slow down the breathing. Let him get back to his pace. And Oscar Hernandez, the battery mate of Hampton also there as well.
Yeah, and I think for Carter here, it's just to tell Ben, hey, let's just relax. We had a great inning an inning ago. Let's just trust our stuff, trust our mechanics, come back here and attack Fernandez and continue to, go the pace that he went an inning ago. And for Ben, certainly not shaken as Linton has his conversation down there with Hampton. Now will make his way back to the dugout as this at bat will continue.
And after he threw that first ball to Fernandez, I wondered whether or not we'd see a meeting on the mound, whether it be Hernandez himself or Carter Linton coming out. And I think both coming out just, again, great work from the two early in this season and in a game that's 1-0 as that one just misses outside. So the count now 2-0.
And Ben's not going to overpower people. I think that's part of what makes him so good is he keeps hitters off balance. That last pitch, 86 miles an hour.
Will deliver a 2-0 pitch. That will drop in there. Beauty right there as that'll be strike one.
Yeah, the just great command from Ben Hampton with a curveball there. Also throws the slider cutter change.
2-1 will be lifted in the air, but out of play. Count now even at 2-2.
Ben's a superstitious guy on the mound. He always makes sure his fingernails is clipped as short as possible before every appearance.
As he deals a 2-2 pitch here, that'll be hit on the ground over to third, to second for one, to first in time, as that'll be a double play. Foster to Aldretti to Almanza. 5-4-3. And that's the defense picking you up right there. A huge double play for the Railroaders. Just like that, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Makes it much more comfortable with Dylan Thomas coming to the plate with no one on, as opposed to if that situation didn't go right and you got a couple of runners on.
Yep, Thomas steps to the plate, 0 for 2, grounded into a double play himself in his last at-bat, as that slider will be in there for strike one. A 1 pitch will be low. Count even at 1-1. Brad, we asked the players at Media Day questionnaire what their superstitions were, along with some other questions we'll talk about on the broadcast all year, as the 1-1 will be lifted foul. I mean, here, opening night, you have any superstitions? You talked about being a little jittery before the game, and superstitions before on air?
I'm superstitious on opening day. On opening day, I like to get up early. Make sure my head's right before I start my preparation for the day, as Thomas fouls another one off. I usually rarely get any sleep the night before the season starts. Takes me a couple of days to get settled in, to get comfortable and back on that daily routine. But yeah, I'm definitely a superstitious guy, no doubt.
1-2 upcoming from Hampton, as that one will be outside. Count even now at 2-2.
I will go home and do the same thing after a game. I'll be in the ear of Cam Smith, Scott Ellis, Carter Aldretti tonight, telling them things that I saw, giving them my 2 cents.
2-2 will be lifted out of play.
They'll finally say, Brad, beat it, get out of here, we've heard enough. But yeah, I'm my preparation. I like to look at my book and prepare my book a couple hours beforehand. Same time each day.
2-2 will be outside, full count now.
Now, I'm not going to be one of these guys that's going to wear the same shirt every day if we go on a 12-game win streak.
No.
Yeah, I'm not doing stuff like that. I'm not wearing the same socks each day like Ben Hampton. Not doing it.
3-2. We swung on and missed for strike 3. Hampton faces the minimum, helped out with a double play ground ball. Is infield able to help him out and strikes out Dylan Thomas to end the inning. Cleburne in front, right into the bottom of the 7th here on opening night. Again, Cleburne looking for some insurance. The pitching has done their job. Hitters trying to add to it. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 7th in Cleburne, Texas, right here on AABaseball.tv.
Great to have you here with us tonight on AABaseball.tv. Great to have all the folks from Rev here tonight as well in the house tonight. See Madison. I've seen a bunch of folks from Rev. Good to see them here tonight enjoying opening night with us here at La Moderna Field. Rev Entertainment, such a great group to lead us here. And, been led tonight on the field by Andrew Bellotti. Some good hitting as well, some timely hitting throughout the lineup. And Cleburne clings to this 1-0 lead. It's going to be another inning for Ben Hampton. 30 pitches through 2 innings. But again, Sermo, Kroon, and Lujano seeing him for the first time. And I think if anything, this is a strategic move here, getting Sermo to turn around and bat from the right side. It's a switch hitter facing Hampton for the first time. Is the pitch up and away for ball 1. Jose 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to center against Bellotti in the second, then struck out swinging in his second at bat in the 5th. Curveball just misses off the edge from Hampton, and he's down in the count here. The 2 balls and no strikes.
Good curveball, just missed right there from Hampton.
2-0 pitch, swung on a miss. Hampton went to the fastball there, brought it up in the zone and fooled Sermo. Count now at 2-1. And boy, I love how animated Jose Sermo can be. One of my all-time favorites watching Jose. He's been great. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss again. The count now at 2-2. Sermo asking for some pine tar to sticky that bat up a bit. But 2-2, the count to him here. Boy, some great pitching tonight for Cleburne. Across the board. The combination of Bellotti and Hampton have been fantastic. 2-2, the count to Sermo. Hampton ready to pitch. That one upstairs. And the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I'm going to the curveball here if I'm Ben.
I agree.
See where he goes. Payoff pitch on the way. This one, line foul, and went to the fastball. Do it again here at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Hampton just challenging Sermo. 3 fastballs in this at-bat.
Some action down there in the Cleburne bullpen. The 3-2. Curveball, fouled off. Sermo just caught a piece of that one. Great pitch from Hampton, but we'll do it again. An 8th pitch to the exchange upcoming here with a count 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So he went with the curveball on that one. Sermo in front of it. Where does he go here on another 3-2?
There's the payoff pitch. Got him. Did he go? Oh, they're going to say no. They're going to say no. Oscar turns around looking at Caleb Dye, the home plate umpire, as he felt Sermo had gone.
Sermo doesn't know it's ball 4.
Now he knows. Sermo goes down to first. Oh boy, Oscar, you see there, Oscar wanted that call. So a leadoff walk. Second free pass of the night from Hampton brings Matt Kroon to the plate.
And I only think it was the check swing. He wanted the strike just on that corner.
Yeah. You see Oscar turn around like it wasn't there. Kroon went down looking in the second, went down looking again in the 5th. First pitch in for a strike here in the count 0-1.
Hampton walked Richards to start last inning, then was helped by his defense for a double play. Looking for something similar.
This one skied foul right side. That'll get up onto the concourse out of play, and the count quickly at no balls and 2 strikes. You got to look at that Cleburne bullpen a moment ago. There is some action down there. A right-hander throwing. Short lead for Sermo at first. 0-2 the count to Kroon. That one high. Kroon now at a ball and 2 strikes. Kroon the 5th hitter in the lineup tonight for manager Chris Coast. One and 2 the count. Time called.
I believe Kroon's talking to the home plate umpire saying, hey, maybe Hampton has to come set or acknowledge me. He's angry about something. Will now step into the box after taking time.
1-2, Hampton from the belt. A look over at Sermo. Now the pitch. And this one clubbed over towards short. Charging is Bell. He'll take the out at first. as Sermo moves up into scoring position at second base. One down now for Jesus Lejano. Hampton now a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts through 2 1/3. From 42 pitches tonight. Get a look at Christian Almanza there at first base. First pitch to Lejano. Fastball in the inside corner, good for a strike. And they count 0-1.
You wonder if this will be Hampton's last hitter, the lefty-lefty matchup. Then Brookshaw would come to the plate after seeing him before. But again, Brookshaw also a lefty, so we'll see what Hampton does here.
This one well struck to right. Cody Thomas on his horse. That ball back, it's over his head. That's going to tie the game. Lejano cruising into second. He's there with an RBI double, and we are tied at 1. Big hit for Jesus Lejano. Former Railroader putting Fargo-Moorhead on the board here in the 8th. Now Brookshaw to the plate. And again with that lefty-lefty matchup, they'll continue with Hampton. I would presume this is probably his last hitter of the night either way.
With a righty in the bullpen warming.
First pitch, a good one. Curveball in for a strike. That will make Hampton now the pitcher of record at the moment. This one grounded over to Bell. He's got it. He'll make the throw to first. That'll take care of Brookshaw for out number 2. Advancing to third is Lejano. We'll see if they make the change. Manager Pete Cavilla is coming out. That will probably spell the end of the night for Ben Hampton. Hampton's gone 2 2/3 tonight. Pete will go to the bullpen. We'll have a new arm coming in. A nice round of applause for Ben Hampton as the Railroaders will turn to the bullpen here in the 8th, all tied at 1. We'll give the new pitcher, Scott Ellis, time to come on and get loose, and we'll tell you all about him when we return. We got a good one, 1-1 on AABaseball.tv. Scott Ellis on to pitch here for Cleburne. Faced Jake Jelly with a runner at third and 2 outs in the 8th. First pitch in for a strike. Scott Ellis certainly drew the attention of this coaching staff in the spring. Talented right-hander. That one in for a strike. Started his collegiate career at the University of Oregon before heading to Angelo State, where he was part of a national championship team. Pitched in the Frontier League, or the Pioneer League, a year ago. Here comes the 0-2. This one to right field. Down the line, hooking, and that one in the corner, fair ball. The runner from third will score. Up to second with the RBI double is Jake Jelly, and he's given Fargo a 2-1 lead. So Fargo coming through here in the 8th. Jelly putting him out in front. That'll close the book tonight on Ben Hampton. He goes 2 2/3, gives up 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned, walking 2, striking out 3. 46 pitches tonight for Hampton, 27 for strikes. Now Aiden Byrne to the plate. Runner at second with 2 outs. First pitch by Ellis. Boy, 95 with the fastball up there for ball 1. Pioneer League a year ago in Yuba for Scott Ellis before making his way to Cleburne. This one line to right side to Almanza, who makes the catch to bring the inning to an end. Fargo with a pair of runs here in the 8th to move out in front. We'll see if Cleburne can come from behind. It'll be Druick, DeShields, and Thomas when we return to La Maderna Field. We got a good one, 2-1, Fargo-Moorhead with a lead on AABaseball.tv. 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th, and a pitching change now for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Night over for Kyle Krieger, and he was fantastic. 7 innings tonight for Krieger, scattering 7 hits, giving up just the 1 run. Krieger tonight did not walk a single hitter. He struck out 6. Krieger tonight finishes with 84 pitches, 57 of those for strikes. But now they will turn to the left-hander, Parker Harm, on to pitch. Trying to keep this lead for the RedHawks. Parker Harm, a 29-year-old out of Meridian, North Dakota, in his 3rd season with the RedHawks. A year ago, 3-3 with a 1.61 ERA in 40 appearances. Very good. Came out of the Royals organization where he spent several years. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Davis Druick. First pitch inside for ball 1. Druick 0 for 2 tonight. A couple of strikeouts, looking for his first hit. Is that one inside? They go down to 3rd. No swing, says Daniel Rios.
Fargo brings him in not only because those numbers you said from a year ago, but because 2 of the 3 hitters he'll face are lefties, and Druick and Thomas will bat 3rd and in the hole at the moment.
That one right down the middle with a fastball at 90 miles an hour from Harm to jump back in the count. Had 2 balls and a strike. You want a good baseball game on opening night? We've given you one tonight. Been a great one. That pitch high, and the count now at 3-1. Cleburne's lone run came back in the 2nd. RBI double from Christian Almanza, and Fargo with 2 runs in the 8th. RBI doubles from Lejano and Jelly. 3-1, Druick swing and a miss. Boy, took a big hack at that one. Came up empty.
Looking to tie the game right there with 1 swing.
Yeah, no doubt. Count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, a leadoff base runner here would be tremendous for Cleburne.
Create some pressure for Harm and then flip the lineup card over to DeShields Jr. in the top of the order.
Druick out of St. Edward's University. 3-2, and he'll hit it over the left side to short. Charging and making the play is Byrne for the out. Retiring Druick for out number 1. Go back to the top of the lineup, Delino DeShields. DeShields Jr. 0 for 3 tonight. Can't think of a finer place to come up with your first hit than right here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Get it going and pass the baton for Cleburne. Down a run here in the 8th. Just hand it off to the next guy. Don't try and do too much.
First pitch misses away to DeShields Jr. Count a ball, no strikes. Had a great visit with Delino yesterday. Spent some time reminiscing. 1-0 upstairs, the count 2-0. Actually met Delino for the first time. In fact, he corrected me yesterday. It was all the way back when he was in Lexington in 2012.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, had a very good friend whose younger brother came up in the Astros organization with Delino. That pitch high, and Delino now ahead 3-0. So got to meet Delino the first time in Lexington. Kind of shared some laughs on that memory last night, but good to have him back here. He's ahead in the count here, 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 pitch, and Delino gets into 1 to left. This one well struck, no doubt about it. Delino DeShields Jr. ties the game in the 8th for Cleburne. 403 feet, and we're all tied at 2. They're on their feet in the Cleburne dugout. That's why it was brought here, Luke.
Was there any doubt? 3-0, middle, destroyed from DeShields Jr.
Brought Pete Incaviglia out of the dugout to meet him for that one. Now Cody Thomas. My goodness, that ball was blasted.
Still traveling on the replay. That one was over the scoreboard and ties the game with one swing. Shields Jr. coming up with a huge home run in the bottom of the 8th.
First home run of the year for the Railroaders. Pitch outside to Cody Thomas, who's ahead here. 2 balls, no strikes.
First homer of the American Association
I
year.
told Delino, I said, when you hit one, I'm going to lean into the call. I'll have him grade me after the game. 2-0 pitch. Cody Thomas takes a strike on the outside corner. And it's now 2-1.
And again, I mentioned Harm coming in, facing the 2 lefties. Well, that was the righty in the middle between them. And the Shields makes them pay.
Now Thomas takes one inside to count 3 balls and a strike. And listen, Cody can find his way on here. You got the heart of the Cleburne order coming up. Bell, Aldrade, and Almanza to follow. So you're right where you want to be if you're Cleburne. 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Thomas, and the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, the left fielder, Jesus Lejano, he just turned, he knew. He's played here enough.
Nothing you could do.
Here's the 3-2 to Thomas. This one grounded foul right side. We'll see a 7th pitch to this exchange. Counted 3 balls, 2 strikes. All tied at 2 here, bottom of the 8th. This game now handed off to the bullpens. 3-2, Thomas grounds 1, over to second. Flip over to first, will retire Thomas for out number 2. Now Brantley Bell to the plate. Bell with a hustle, infield single in the 6th. Let's see if they're going to go to the bullpen or if they're going to keep Harm in the game here. Talk about how to attack Bell. Nope, they're going to go to the bullpen. So to be a new arm coming on for Fargo here in a pivotal moment in the 8th. Cleburne has answered. The Delino DeShields Jr. solo shot has tied the game at 2. Brantley Bell will try to keep that offense going. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return. All tied at 2 on AABaseball.tv. Scott Ellis back out for the 9th here for Cleburne. You see the Railroader fans enjoying the ball game here tonight. We've seen a good one. All tied at 2. Scott Ellis back on the mound to face the top of this Fargo orders. First pitch just low to Jairus Richards for ball 1. Richards reached on an error in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 4th, walked in the 7th, and then taken down in a double play. That one's swinging a miss. Great pitch there from Ellis. The count at 1-1.
You mentioned Ellis catching the eye of this coaching staff. Pitches like that, that'll catch any coach's eye. That one outside, count now 2-1. But when he gets the velocity on his fastball and just powers it past the hitter, it makes, I think I heard a collective ooh from the crowd right there.
On the third base side, Ellis deals 2-1 pitch low. Count now 3 balls and a strike. 1,251 the attendance tonight here on opening night at La Moderna Field. Packed house tomorrow night. Fireworks Friday. Presented by La Moderna. This one fouled back. The count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So if you haven't got your tickets yet for tomorrow night, RailroaderBaseball.com is the place to do it. Make your plans to join us tomorrow night here for Fireworks Friday. John Baker will be on the mound tomorrow night for Cleburne.
I always like to think of Fireworks Friday as the best day of the week, but might have a rival with opening night on Thursday
no
here
doubt.
Tonight.
No doubt. This week anyway, certainly a rival. Count full. Ellis ready, the 3-2. Got it. Scott Ellis painting Picassos on that inside corner as he gets Ed Richards looking for out number 1.
Richards knew it immediately as soon as that ball hit the mitt. Didn't even try to sell it, being ball 4. Nodded its head, went back to the dugout. Big first out in the top of the 9th here for Ellis.
Now Juan Fernandez. Fernandez tonight, an infield single in the 4th. Grounded into a double play his last time up. Takes a strike on the first pitch from Ellis here in the 9th. That one just off the edge. 2 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Cleburne. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Fargo-Moorhead. The 1-1. That one over the heart of the plate, but just a bit upstairs. Ellis falls behind. 2 balls and 1 strike. Playing Fernandez straight away is the Cleburne defense as he'll go foul towards that Fargo dugout off the netting. The count now at 2-2. Looking forward to this series. 7 games. Fargo will be here through next Wednesday. And could this be a Miles Wolf Cup preview? Listen, I'm good with it.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Now Ellis ready, 2-2. That one fouled off. As Fernandez stays alive. Monday, STEM day. We're going to play 11 a.m. Monday. So lunchtime with the Railroaders. If you're going to be in the office at work, make sure to tune in.
If you want to skip work, make sure you come to the ballpark.
Come to the ballpark. Listen, I'm not going to tell your boss. I'll write a note for you.
I'll be your doctor for the day.
For sure. 2-2. Inside. Count full. 3-2 here to 1 Fernandez. I'll make it an excused absence.
Yep.
I will honor myself with the authority to do so. Your absence from your work will be excused. 3-2 outside. Fernandez draws the 1-out walk. Third walk to Fargo hitters tonight. It'll bring Dylan Thomas to the plate. Fernandez not fleet of foot. Carter Layton going to come out of the Cleburne dugout to have a word with Ellis here and how to attack Thomas.
Smart. Thomas, quiet night. 0-for-3 at the plate with a couple of strikeouts. You know, if you're a Fargo-Moorhead fan, you're saying, oh, he's due right here. Carter Linton and the infield talking about, hey, how we're going to not allow that to happen and how we want to attack Thomas here with 1 on and 1 out in the 9th.
So that exchange, a brief one between Linton and Ellis. Carter in his first year as the pitching coach for the Railroaders. Replacing the great Brooks Carey. Brooksy. Hope he's watching tonight. Shout out to him. That one fouled off by Thomas. Count 0-1. Not quite a pull side shift, but certainly playing towards that right side here, facing Thomas. 0-1 just low. Counting out a ball and a strike.
Bell.
Ellis certainly attacking Thomas in the right manner. You don't want to have anything up here. You got to work the lower part of the zone.
Yep, make him go down on these high velocity pitches.
There you go. Caught the inside corner. Boy, Thomas does not like that.
He's had a couple instances where he's had words with the home plate umpire, Caleb Dye, on some pitches. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Contested that ball 3, so he'll take time and he'll still voice his frustration. But Brantley Bell standing middle of the infield right by the bag. That was the exact position he was playing in. And Thomas grounded to him, and Bell was able to touch second and get a double play to help get out of that inning in the 4th inning.
Let's see if Ellis goes right at him. That one downstairs gets away from Hernandez. That'll allow Fernandez to move up to second on the wild pitch. And it'll put the go-ahead run at second base. So now big spot here for Ellis. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the great Dylan Thomas. Here's the pitch downstairs. Count now at 3-2. Action down in the Cleburne bullpen. Leeper throwing down there. 3-2. Just missed. Boy, Ellis wanted that one. Back-to-back walks, and that'll spell the end of the night for Scott Ellis as Pete Incaviglia will come out of the dugout to take the baseball from the right-hander. We'll go to the bullpen. We got a good one here. Hang on tight. All tied at 2 in the 9th on AABaseball.tv. Back here is the Railroaders' turn to Ben Leeper, Southlake, Texas resident, former Oklahoma State Cowboy. Facing Jose Sermo, who will turn around and bat from the left side once again. Swings and misses through that offering. The count 0-1. Leeper reached as high as AAA in the Cubs organization. There's the 0-1. That one inside. Count a ball and a strike. A year ago was in AA with the Knoxville Smokies. Had 8 appearances there, 2.16 ERA. Now has found his way to Cleburne. Sermo will foul that one off. Count out a ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez the runner at second, Dylan Thomas at first.
In a high leverage situation with the Iowa Cubs in AAA in 2022, had 11 saves. This isn't a save situation, but high pressure in the 9th inning. So anticipate we'll see Leeper a lot in these type of situations, close games.
Yeah, he's going to take on the closer role for sure out of the gate. Count a ball and 2 strikes to Jose Sermo. A 1-2. Fouled off into the RedHawks dugout.
93 miles per hour on that pitch. Power on power right here with Sermo at the plate. And Leeper on the mound.
Count a ball and 2 strikes. Trying to keep this game all knotted at 2. Leeper look back to second. The 1-2 to Sermo. Just misses. 93 on the outside corner. And the count now at 2-2. Home crowd did not like that call.
Oscar Hernandez held that one for an extra beat right there.
Stuck it out there.
Yep.
Yeah, stuck it out there for Caleb Dye for sure. Count now 2-2. Big pitch coming from Leeper. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Sermo down on strikes for out number 2.
Went 87 miles per hour, so took a little bit off of it. Sermo in front for strike 3 big. Second out of the inning now for Leeper.
Now they'll turn to Matt Kroon. Kroon 0 for 3 tonight. Leeper deals, comes low and away. They go down to first, and Scott Johnston says no swing. Again, the entire league will be in action tomorrow night, a full 6-game slate. You can make your choice to watch whatever game you would like across the landscape of the American Association right here on AABaseball.tv. That one fouled back. And they count 1-1. Shout out to all my fellow colleagues, the broadcasters across the league. I'll take our broadcasters over anyone in the business. A great group. So shout out to all those guys watching along tonight. Wish you happy opening days tomorrow as you prepare for your respective seasons. Hope you guys all have great calls tomorrow night. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on a miss. Boy, Leeper. 94 with a fastball there.
Just overpowering Kroon right there. Gotta assume he goes back to another heater up in the count 1-2.
I'm going right back there.
Yep, same here.
Count a ball and 2 strikes. Leeper trying to close the door in the 9th. The pitch. This one skied foul out of play. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Looking ahead, Christian Almanza, Cole Foster, Caleb McNeely. 3 newcomers scheduled to come to the plate in the 9th for Cleburne. Leeper wants to give him an opportunity to walk it off. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Can he shut the door in the 9th? The 1-2. That one just caught a piece, did Kroon. We'll do it again. And a ball and 2 strikes.
Kroon has spoiled a couple of nice pitches from Leeper. Fastball on the previous foul ball, then went a little off speed right there, just getting a piece to stay alive as Leeper tries to close the top half of the inning.
Another 1-2 count upcoming. Hernandez flashes the sign. Leeper comes to terms from the belt. A look at second. And another 1-2 pitch. This one over to third on a hop. Foster's got it. The long throw over. On the mark to Almanza. And Cleburne escapes here in the 9th. No runs. No hits. No errors. 2 runners left the board. Cleburne with an opportunity to walk it off on opening night. Almanza, Foster, McNeely. When we return to La Moderna, you're watching Cleburne Railroader Baseball on AABaseball.tv. Raiders fans on their feet here for the bottom of the 9th. Cleburne with an opportunity to try to walk it off. What a game tonight. Great starting pitching from both Kyle Krieger and Andrew Bellotti. Timely hitting. Cleburne with a run in the 2nd on the RBI double from Almanza. Fargo would answer with timely doubles from Lejano and Jelly in the 8th to go up front. Delino DeShields sent a ball up the Chisholm Trail Parkway to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th. And here we are in the 9th, all tied at 2. Almanza, Foster, McNeely, all with doubles on the night. Coming to the plate here in the 9th.
Could this be Cleburne moment early on in the season for one of these guys in their introduction here to Cleburne and the Railroaders? We'll have to see. You said it earlier. This game's had a little bit of everything. Wouldn't the cherry on top be a walk-off for Cleburne in opening night?
Certainly wouldn't offend me. Christian Almanza will come to the plate to face Tyler Jeans. Almanza, that ground rule RBI double in the 2nd. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Jeans deals. Almanza swings. Slow roller. Over to first. No, they called it off his foot. Pardon me. Foul ball by Almanza. And they count 0-1. He'll get another opportunity as Asher Allred runs some baseballs out there to home plate umpire Caleb Dye. Almanza, the left-handed hitting first baseman, started his collegiate career at the University of Utah. Takes a pitch, a good one. First strike there from Jeans. And the count at 0-2. Here's the pitch. That one low. And the battle will continue here with Almanza. Counted a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, got him. Swing and a miss. Almanza down on strikes. That'll be the first out here in the 9th. Now Cole Foster at the plate.
Foster doubled in his last at-bat, was stranded on third. Raiders have had plenty of runners on, just 2 runs to show for it, but the next run could be the biggest of the game.
Foster makes his way to Cleburne out of the Giants organization. Swings over the top of that one, the count 0-1. Spent 2025 in Eugene with the Emeralds. Collegiately played at Auburn. He'll go the other way and foul this one off. Count 0-2. Second consecutive season that the Railroaders have had a former Auburn Tigers shortstop on the roster, Cooper Weiss, a year ago, now with the Gary South Shore Railcats. Also spent some time at Auburn. Pitch to Foster, hit him. So Foster hit by a pitch. He will represent the winning run over at first, as Caleb McNeely will come to the plate. McNeely tonight 1 for 3. He doubled in the 5th.
Center fielder, Caleb McNeely.
Foster okay after that hit by pitch. A little bit irritated, I'd say, with it, but he now stands as the winning run over on first base.
First pitch misses to McNeely. Foster, not a huge runner. 8 stolen bases, the highest in his career in a single season. Came back in 2021. That one misses. 2-0 here to McNeely. See if McNeely sits on a fastball here on 2-0. Good lead for Foster. And pitch low. McNeely now out in front. 3 balls and no strikes.
Now the question, Brad. 3-0, we saw DeShields Jr. get the green light here in the bottom of the 9th. Do you give McNeely the same green light? Or are you taking here in this situation with Tyler
That's a
Jeans?
tough question. Listen, let's see what he's got.
Yep.
Let's see what the kid's got. 3-0 the count. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. I've got no problem with the aggression. Count now 3-1. Listen, Caleb McNeely didn't come to Cleburne to draw walks.
Nope.
He came for barrels. Why not find one? Count 3-1. Swung on a miss. Another good pitch from Jeans, and the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And knowing the manager for Cleburne, he didn't come here for walks either.
No.
He came for his offense to hit.
Yes. So McNeely, 3-2. Deep breath as he's back in the box ready. Jeans eyes the target set by Fernandez. Ready from the belt. Throw back over to first. Sermo not even covering the bag. That'll draw a couple of boo birds from the Cleburne crowd. Big pitch upcoming to McNeely. Another disengagement over to first. Now, that's going to give Foster the advantage because there's been 2 disengagements. So Foster can lengthen that lead a hair. And there's the 3-2. And McNeely into center field. That's a base hit. The winning run, Foster up 90 feet to second. 2-hit night for Caleb McNeely. Now Oscar Hernandez. First will be a visit to the mound. Isn't this what opening night baseball is supposed to be all about right here?
Just great. We saw top half of the inning. Fargo have 2 runners on the base pass of their own. Now Cleburne responds with 2. Now Cleburne trying to do what Fargo didn't in the 9th, and that's score a run, and that would end the game for Cleburne. As Oscar Hernandez comes to the plate with a hit in his first at-bat in this game. Looking for the biggest hit of the game here. Is Fargo talking about how they want to attack Oscar. You can hear the fans.
Yeah. Chris Coast bringing his entire infield in together in terms of how to go after Oscar.
And these are situations you practice in spring training. But when it comes to being in the real-time moment, here on the bottom of the 9th, 1 out and 2 runners on. Now it's time to execute. Obviously, Cleburne trying to execute at the plate.
Hernandez singled in the 3rd. 1 for 2 with a sacrifice on the night. First pitch here, and he grounds it over to 3rd. They're going to go to 2nd for 1. The relay in time, and a 5-4-3 double play ends things in the 9th. and we are headed to extras. All tied at 2. Big double play there to end things in the 9th. Fargo returns to the plate when we return. Extra innings on opening night here on AABaseball.tv.
Here in the top of the 10th, what's better than some free baseball here in Cleburne, Texas on opening night? I'll tell you, nothing's better than free baseball. As Ben Leeper will step back onto the mound. Was able to get the final 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He's back on for another inning of work, and standing on second is going to be Matt Kroon, the ghost runner in effect. Kroon, the last out in the 9th, will now be standing in scoring position, as would be Jesus Lujano stepping to the plate. As before everything gets started, the battery mates of Hernandez and Leeper will meet just in front of the mound. Is now going out. Home plate umpire Caleb Dye, as Hernandez and Leeper will conclude their meeting. 2-2 the score. What a game we've had so far here on opening night 2026. Both teams had chances in the 9th, not able to cash them in, and here we are in the 10th. So Lujano steps to the plate. First pitch you'll see from Leeper will be swung on over to the right side. Carl Andretti will field and flip over to Almanza, who gets back to first. But for Lujano, he does the job and advances the runner over to third. So now 1 out and the go-ahead run for Fargo-Moorhead over on third base. Good job from Aldretti. Was playing at an awkward distance and then an awkward hop. He was still able to grab it and toss it to Almanza. And now the infield all comes in, trying to, on a ground ball, go back home, prevent the go-ahead run. First pitch will be into the dirt. Good stop right there from Hernandez, as Brookshaw, the lefty in the box, takes ball 1.
And I think if you're Leeper here, you just come after the hitter. You trust your defense. They're going to make a play.
As Leeper gets the sign on the 1-0 and will deal. That one will be a called strike on the outside corner. 92 with that fastball. Paints it on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. Brookshaw 0 for 3 in this game. 1-1 pitch will be hit in the air, but sliced foul and out of play. Leeper head in the count now at 1-2.
Boy, a put-away pitch here would be tremendous.
Be able to back up the defense and give the Railroaders 2 outs, but before that happens, Leeper looks into Hernandez to see, and finally gets the sign and comes set. The 1-2 will be outside. We'll try to go with the heater on that outside corner that he got strike 1 on, but a little bit too far outside. Count now even at 2-2. As Leeper looks in on an even 2-2 count. Pitch will be on the corner for strike 3. As he'll get Brookshaw looking. Another fastball on that outside corner. He got strike 1. He was looking to go back there and dials it in, as that'll be a huge second out of the inning, as the infield will now take a step back. And hopefully Cleburne tries to catch its breath with a runner still on third.
93-mile-an-hour fastball to put Brookshaw away. Now you got to go back and attack Jelly here, who had the RBI double, that big hit in the 8th that gave Fargo the lead.
As Jelly steps to the plate, first pitch you'll see from Leeper will be a called strike. There's no need to check down to first. That pitch in there for a strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. Brad just mentioned it. Jelly put Fargo in front with a slicer down the right field line that hit the line and stayed obviously fair to give Fargo a 2-1 lead before DeShields Jr. tied it at 2-2. 0-1 will be swung on and missed quickly ahead in the count. Is Leeper at 0-2. Leeper is able to get strike 3 here and give this offense a chance in the bottom half of the inning. That's what he's looking to do. Comes set on an 0-2 with 2 outs. Pitch will be swung on and missed. Ball in front of Hernandez as he'll field. Toss over to first in time. There's back-to-back strikeouts for Leeper. Gets him out of the inning. The ghost runner doesn't get to come home, is stranded at third as Leeper does his job. 1-2-3 as the offense comes to the plate in the bottom half of the inning with a chance to win it. You don't want to go anywhere. Cleburne 2, Fargo 2. Bottom of the 10th. The runner will be on second. And we'll be right back here on AABaseball.tv. So here we go. Opportunity for Cleburne as they'll have Oscar Hernandez stand on second, the ghost runner here in the bottom of the 10th. It's going to be a new pitcher for the RedHawks, John Beamer. The righty will step onto the mound. And with that pitching change, we'll see a pinch hitter with Frankie Tostado coming to the plate for Davis Druick here in the bottom of the 10th.
Boy, how about Frankie Tostado getting thrown into the mix right out of the gate. Going to have an opportunity in his first at bat to come up big. Tostado signed by the club today. And American Association fans might recognize that name. Spent some time with the Kansas City Monarchs.
As Tostado steps into the plate, hitting from the left side. Corners are in, anticipating a potential bunt. It's the middle infield playing up the middle here.
Tostado hit .337 with York in the Atlantic League last year.
First pitch swinging, fouls one. Hits the catcher's mask, Fernandez, as he'll take a second to regroup, and that'll be strike one.
He was very good with York, 11 home runs, 73 RBI. With Kansas City, the Monarchs, in 2024, he hit .318 with 9 home runs, 57 RBI in 91 games. So certainly capable of ending this on one swing.
As he steps back into the box, down on the count, 0-1. Beamer will deal. That one will be swung on and miss. Tostado definitely not shy. First two pitches he's swung at here in this at-bat. DeShields stands on deck. He tied it with one swing of the bat back in the 8th inning. Beamer comes set, though, on an 0-2. That one will slice in there for strike 3. Off-speed pitch. Looked like a backdoor slider on the outside corner. That'll get Tostado on strikes. That'll bring DeShields Jr. up to the plate with 1 out here in the inning and a runner still over in scoring position on second.
They had the clock going a little quick, and Delano says, come on now, reset that thing. I had to run in here, which they did.
Beamer's first pitch here to DeShields Jr. That'll be outside for ball 1.
Can you imagine with what Delano did in the 8th if he topped it off here in the 10th and sent us home 1-0? Speak it into existence.
Welcome back to Cleburne.
Yes.
That could be one heck of a moment to start opening and end opening night off, as that one will be in there for a strike. 85 miles per hour on that one. That'll be on the inside part of the plate for DeShields Jr. Count even at 1-1. So Leeper was able to get the RedHawks to strand their ghost runner. Cleburne trying to score theirs. 1-1 pitch will be hit in the air out to center field as Richards will step in a few steps and be under it for the second out. Just quickly, just like that. Cody Thomas will come to the plate with 2 outs and a runner still over on second. Thomas 1 for 4 on the night with a single back in the 3rd inning. So we'll get a meeting on the mound to discuss how Beamer is to attack Thomas. Beamer a righty on the mound, Thomas a lefty in the box. So the RedHawks do not want to leave anything to chance. We'll discuss how to attack Thomas here.
And listen, you got to be careful with Cody Thomas here. You've got to be careful. He can certainly end this. I think they're going to go to. No, they're going to stay with. They're going to stick with him.
Thomas is a professional hitter in his hit earlier in the game, back in the third inning, went the other way through the 6-hole. That's the way he was able to get aboard. We talked about this situation earlier in this game, moving or having Thomas in that 2-hole gives him these opportunities. As actually, no, they're just going to walk Cody Thomas. Brantley Bell now comes to the plate. So they decide they'd rather the righty-on-righty matchup not deal with Thomas, so they bring Bell to the plate.
Brantley, opportunity to make him pay for that.
2 infield singles is the first pitch he'll see will be low for ball 1. So obviously the runner of Thomas doesn't mean much, as the winning run is on second base. So they put him aboard with 4 to face Brantley Bell. That one will be swung on and missed. Count now even at 1-1. Went off speed with that one was Beamer, 82 miles per hour, to even the count with 2 outs. Second baseman Brookshaw shading and holding on Hernandez. Now we'll back up from the bag, up the middle. 1-1 pitch will be fouled off in on the hands of Brantley Bell as he battles and fouls that one off. One at the right side, count now 1-2. So what will Beamer go to here on a 1-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th with the running run on second? He deals as that one's going to be hit over to short. Making the play, though, is Byrne. Firing to first in time for the 6-3 ground out as Cleburne strands 2 and leave the winning run on base. So we've played 1 here in the extras frames. Why don't we play 2? So we'll head at the top of the 11th. There'll be a new arm we'll talk to you about here in Cleburne, because you don't want to go anywhere. Still a 2-2 ball game. We'll be right back here on AABaseball.tv.
New pitcher for the Railroaders, the 5th arm of the night. It's the 6'3" right-hander, Cameron Smith, making his Railroader debut. Cam out of Lewiston, Idaho. In his 3rd season in professional baseball, his first in the American Association, makes his way to Cleburne from the Joliet Slammers in the Frontier League. A 3.69 ERA there in 83 innings, 72 punch-outs, hard-throwing right-hander on for Cleburne here in the 11th. And he's going to face 9-1-2 in the RedHawks orders. It'll be Byrne, Richards, and Fernandez. Good work from Leaper tonight for the Roaders. As we have just had a tremendous, tremendous ball game tonight. 1 2/3 tonight for Leaper. Did not surrender a hit, struck out 3. Now Cam Smith will start with Byrne. He'll spin back with Jelly over there, the runner. So he was the last out of the 10th. This one right back to Smith. He'll take the out at first. As Byrne retired on the sacrifice 1-3. Jelly will move down to 3rd. And now Jairus Richards to the plate. Richards tonight reached via an error in the 1st on a drop fly ball by Druick. Struck out in the 4th, walked in the 7th, went down looking in the 9th. Infield drawn in here to face Richards. Swing and a miss. Cam Smith coming at him. The count 0-1. Been an absolute joy to get to know Cameron Smith in spring training. Going to be a big part of this club. Swing and a miss there. They counted 0-2. You want to talk about, if I'm going to describe Cameron Smith in one word, it's competitor.
Okay.
He's out there to compete. Listen, when it comes down to being between the lines, no fooling around, all business. He'll have laughs after, but it's all business between the lines. This one grounded over the right side, just past a diving Carter Aldretti. That'll be an RBI for Jarius Richards to put Fargo out in front, 3-2. Great effort there from Aldretti at second. Infield drawn in there. That'll be an RBI for Richards, scoring Jelly. Now Juan Fernandez. Fernandez has reached twice tonight, an infield single and a walk. Takes a pitch over for a strike. 91 with a fastball there from Cam Smith. Throw back over to first, and they got the runner and a pickoff. Almanzo will run him down. Oh, but out of the glove of Brantley Bell. That's going to allow Richards to take second. Almanza was running him down. And Bell, I think it's just one of those ball first. Tried to lunge to make the tag without the baseball. So now it's second. Count 1-0 to Fernandez. Runner on the move, pitch outside, throw down to third. That gets by Foster. Fernandez is going to score on a throwing error by Oscar Hernandez. So a stolen base by Richards moves him to third. Scores on the throwing error by Hernandez. Now a 2-run lead. 1-1 the count here to Fernandez. Now he rips one foul left side. The count now at 1-2.
Just a series of unfortunate defensive events and plays for the Railroaders here. As the dropped pick run down, and then the ball just getting away just enough from Foster. Not too far into the outfield, but just enough for Richards to get up and get home.
Now this one clubbed over to third. Foster boots it. Now we'll see how they score that. That would have been a tough play. But I feel like probably it's going to go on the side of an error as we look at the replay. Just, yeah. Foster just couldn't come up with that one. So Fernandez is on via the error, E5. Now Dylan Thomas to the plate. Thomas tonight 0 for 3 with a walk. That one foul tipped in the glove of Oscar Hernandez, the count 0-1. So Cleburne will have some work to do. We'll have the middle of the order coming to the plate in the 11th. That fastball misses off the edge. And the count 1-1. Cleburne 3 errors on the night. That one low. Count now at 2-1. This one well struck to right field. Thomas back on it. He'll make the grab. Fernandez will be retreating back to first as Thomas retired on the fly out to right for out number 2. Now Jose Sermo. Sermo tonight 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
First baseman, Jose Sermo.
Sermo batting from the left side as the pitch upstairs for ball 1. Cleburne 3 errors on the night, 2 costly errors in this 11th inning. Two one, this one left side and foul ground. A long run over for Foster, can't quite get there. A little too much real estate to cover. And they count now at 1-1.
Foster was shaded more towards second base on the shift. Had, like Brad mentioned, a lot of room to cover. Just wasn't able to get over there in time. Still, just a foul ball count even at 1-1.
Smith from the stretch ready. A deep breath deals. That one fouled off. 1-2 now the count here to Jose Sermo. Cleburne looking for a big out here to keep them with a puncher's chance in the bottom half. It'll be Aldretti, Almanza, and Foster coming to the plate. That one low. Count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch upcoming here. Pitch on the way. This one skied high towards right field. Coming over is Thomas, but it's going to be McNeely as that wind pushes that ball all the way into center field. And McNeely makes the catch for the final out in the frame. A couple of defensive errors cost Cleburne in the inning as Fargo pushes 2 runs across. They do so on 1 base hit, 2 errors in the frame, 1 runner left aboard. Cleburne's chasing a pair. They'll come to the plate, Aldretti, Almanza, and Foster when we return on AABaseball.tv. Back here from La Maderna Field, 4-2 Fargo as we head to the bottom of the 11th inning. 3 costly errors in that 11th inning for Cleburne. Started with the fielding error by Brantley Bell when they had Jarris Richards in the rundown. He would later score on the throwing error following the stolen base by Oscar Hernandez. And then the error by Cole Foster with Juan Fernandez at the plate, the 3rd error of the inning. So Fargo in the 11th, 2 runs on 1 hit with 3 errors. Cleburne now with 4 errors on the night. Now Brantley Bell will start out running at second. Carter Aldretti at the plate representing the tying run. It's the first pitch in for a strike to Aldretti, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Bamer still in the ball game. The Raiders here with work to do. Aldretti will line that one into right field. That's a base hit. A late break from Bell. He's going to be sent. The throw will be cut off. He'll score. RBI single from Carter Aldretti will get one of those runs back. And it's now 4-3. 2-hit night for Aldretti.
And that's the thing with everything that went wrong in the top half of the inning. With the ghost runner on, you were 1 swing away from tying the game.
Yeah.
Now, with Christian Almanza to the plate, you're 1 swing away from winning the game. So when you felt like everything fell apart, Cleburne still an opportunity with the tying run on first and winning run coming to the plate with nobody out here in the bottom half of the inning.
And you've got a guy certainly capable of the big fly in Christian Almanza. Aldretti the runner at first. Cleburne trailing 4-3. Big swing and a miss by Almanza, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Had that ground rule RBI double for Cleburne's first run in the 2nd that scored Aldretti. Aldretti happens to be standing at first now representing the tying run. Almanza representing the winning run. 4-3 here in the bottom of the 11th. Throw back over to first, Aldretti there. Oh, 0-1 the count here to Almanza. Railroader fans behind Almanza here. The pitch, swing and a miss. Almanza challenged there with a fastball at 92 miles an hour. And the count at 0-2. 4-3 Fargo, bottom 11 here on opening night. From La Moderna Field in Cleburne, Texas. Throw back over to first, Aldretti in. Second disengagement there for Beamer. Oh, 0-2 to Almanza. Look towards first, now the pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Almanza down on strikes for out number 1. Now Cole Foster to the plate. Chris Coast will come out of the Fargo dugout.
Chris Coast wasting no time getting to the mound. Jog out there to talk about how they want to attack Foster. Foster, a switch hitter. Bat from the left side of Beamer still in this ball game.
Foster tonight hit by a pitch his last time up, had a double in the 7th. And believe me, if there's one person in this ballpark right now that wants to come through for his team, it's Cole Foster. Following that error by Fernandez on the ground ball by Fernandez in the 11th. Certainly wants to answer that.
Cole Foster.
Foster stands in. Bat from the left side here, facing the righty. Pitch outside. Count a ball and no strikes. Short lead over at first by Aldretti. Pitch to Foster. Fouls that one back. Count now at a ball and a strike.
Good cut right there from Foster. Pitch over the plate. Just a little bit late. Fouls it back.
Back to do it again tomorrow night. Fireworks Friday, 7:06 first pitch. We'll have it for you right here on AABaseball.tv. John Baker going for Cleburne tomorrow night. Patrick Wicklander, the lefty, will throw for Fargo.
I don't think either side, after seeing how dominant both starters were, thought they were going to see this many relievers and arms into the game. But here we are in the 11th.
Defensive replacement in for Fargo is the pitch outside. Andy Nelson now into the game at third base. He goes into Burns' spot in the 9-hole, and then Kroon is now moved to short. Pitch here to Foster. Oh boy, a very late strike call. Count now at 2-2. Boy, looking down to the dugout, Pete Incaviglia certainly didn't like that late call. Two balls, two strikes the count. Another throw over to first. Second disengagement here to Aldretti. Two and two to Foster. The pitch. Foster skies one to center. Well hit, but Richards with room, backs up, makes the grab. For out number 2. Now Caleb McNeely to the plate.
The center fielder, Caleb McNeely.
McNeely tonight 2 for 4. Double in the 5th, singled in the 9th. Trying to extend this game. 4-3 Fargo here in the bottom of the 11th. First pitch inside. Count a ball and no strikes. We love to see Caleb put a ball into the gap. Takes a strike there, 81 miles an hour from Bamer, and the count now even at 1-1.
And that's the thing. You don't have to be the hero here. Just pass the baton with 2 outs in the bottom of the inning and the tying run on base.
Big gap out there in right center field for McNeely. Here comes the 1-1. That one upstairs. McNeely now out in front. 2 balls and 1 strike. Long pause, now the 2-1. That one in for a strike on another late call. A home plate umpire, Caleb Dye. Cleburne down to their final strike tonight. Railroaders have had hits in 7, make it 8 of the 11 innings tonight. 11 hits on the night. Out hitting Fargo 11-4. Trail on the scoreboard 4-3. 2-2. Inside. And the count now full to McNeely at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Aldretti will be on the move here. So a ball in the gap could potentially tie this game. McNeely just looking to get aboard. Aldretti will be on the move. Bamer set. Payoff pitch. This one down the line. Hooking foul. Oh, McNeely gave it a ride. Boy, he got out in front of that one. 81 miles an hour there from Bamer. We'll do it again, 3-2.
Beamer, we're going with the off speed on that 3-2. You wonder what he goes back to. Does he go back to off speed or does he try and go heater after seeing what McNeely did with that one?
McNeely trying to extend things. Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And Fargo on opening night comes away with a win. The ball game ends tonight with a final score of 4-3. Cleburne in the 9th tonight, or in the 11th, excuse me. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. Fargo tonight, 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They stranded 5. Cleburne 3 runs on 11 hits. They committed 4 costly errors tonight, and the Railroaders strand 9. Bamer will come away with a win tonight. He will be 1-0. Cam Smith will take the loss for the Roaders. He is 0-1. 1,200 saw it tonight here from La Moderna Field as Fargo comes away with a win tonight by a final score of 4-3. We'll come back into the booth here to wrap this one up. Opening night gave us everything. Gave us great baseball. Gave us fantastic starting pitching. Luke, as we look back at this one tonight, you get great starting pitching from Andrew Bellotti for Cleburne. He goes 5 innings, giving up 1 hit, did not walk a batter, struck out 7 through 57 pitches, 42 for strikes. For Kyle Krieger tonight, 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, just 1 run, striking out 6. We see a couple of the highlights tonight. There you see the Almanza RBI double that brought in Carter Aldretti for the first run of the game, gave Cleburne a 1-0 lead. They would hold that lead all the way until the 8th inning tonight when Fargo would put up a pair on a couple of RBI doubles, one from Jesus Lejano to tie the game. And then a second by Jake Jelly to give them in the lead. Play there made by Oscar Hernandez tonight. But ultimately, it was Fargo in the 11th inning with a couple of big hits to put Cleburne out, or to put Fargo out in front for good. But it was the defense late in the game that was costly for the Railroaders tonight.
Yeah, and you talked about Cleburne offensively. They had plenty of hits. They just never got the hit tonight, leaving 7 runners on base all throughout the game. Just felt like when they needed that one, I mean, go to the bottom of the 10th, you get Leaper to get you out of trouble in the top half. You aren't able to score the winning run standing on second. A great game, nonetheless, but again, things that you can clean up, especially defensively, in that 11th inning to allow 2 runs. If it's only 1 run that scores, it's a different game going to the bottom of the 11th. But Cleburne just not able to get the hit, and then defensive miscues cost this first game of the year.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow night, 7:06 for Game 2 of this series. Some folks to thank quickly before we go. All the folks down in the front office that work so hard to make you to keep you entertained here at La Maderna Field. We want to thank all of them for their efforts tonight. We thank everyone that tuned in. We thank all of our friends from Home Team Network doing such a great job tonight to bring the presentation to you, and a fantastic game here on opening night. It went Fargo's way tonight. Your final score, the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks 4, Cleburne 3.